What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to another match day here on Anfield Agenda, and what a game it is. The Reds travel down to London to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium to take on Spurs. The team news has just dropped, and I'm going to take you through it momentarily. As always, we do appreciate your support, so if you can't, hit that like button for me, and don't forget to let me know your thoughts on the team in the comments section. The team, ladies and gents, is as follows. Alisson Becker in goal. Connor Bradley returns at right back. Left back Milos Kerkez. Your centre backs today, no surprises there. It is your captain Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahima Konate. Midfield, we've got the whole gang in. Dominic Szoboszlai. We've got Ryan Gravenberch, Curtis Jones, Alexis McAllister, and then it's Florian Wirtz and Hugo Ekitike. So obviously no room there for Alexander Isak in the starting 11. He is on the bench though. Your Liverpool bench today: Mamardashvili, Isak, Chiesa, Robbo, Frimpong, Nioni, Ramsey, Engamoa and Lucky. So that is the Liverpool team. We'll bring you the Spurs team momentarily, but as always, we do want to know your thoughts on the Reds 11. I can see the free Chiesa shouts in the chat already, and look, no surprise there, but he is on the bench. So let's see if he does get minutes today. Of course, there's no Mohamed Salah. He's at the AFCON. There's no Wataru Endo. He's out until, well, January at some point. Jeremy Frimpong back on the grass doing a little bit of training and does make his way into the matchday squad as we predicted as well. So we've lots to go through there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to talk to you about that beautiful little icon that you can see in the bottom corner as well from our friends at Big Up. I will talk to you about that one in a second. But, wow. Victor, what a man, what a legend, what a way to start the day. Victor, this is going to be a turnaround, let's go. Today's going to be a turnaround, let's go. Oh, dude, honestly, you hit me right in the feels with that. You're so kind, mate. Thank you so much. Yeah, and look, I hope Victor's right. I do absolutely hope this is the start of a turnaround because it's what we need. Elmir, how are we, bro? So, did you have a nice break, Craig? All set for Crimbo, I bet Gory's shocker this weekend. So, did I have a nice break? Yes, it was lovely, mate. Really, really good 2 days off. Got lots of rest in. Gory, look, it's always nice in the winter time, like most towns in Ireland. The Christmas lights are beautiful. Everybody's in the festive spirit. And I'd say there'll be a fair few pints drunk this weekend across the city. I'm on 4-4 tunes again. Oh, we love that. This day just keeps getting better. Lads, I'm on 4-4 tunes. We're about to launch our first stream. We're on Big Up for the first time. We'll talk you through that in a moment. We've got a couple of beautiful super chats to kick us off today. The Reds can win. I mean, what a Saturday this is shaping up for. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we do have a beautiful little icon in our bottom corner, and we're going to make your match days a little bit more fun moving forward. So give me just a few seconds of your time to walk you through this. We're delighted to let you know that match days now at Anfield Agenda are getting even more exciting. We've teamed up with our friends at Big Up, a community platform where you can watch our stream and play an exciting new predictions game. Simply put, predictions is a sweepstakes game where you can win some fantastic prizes, and there's even a free-to-play option. For each Liverpool watch-along, we'll have a corresponding predictions game set up on Big Up. Simply download the Big Up iOS app or head over to bigup.com and select the Anfield Agenda versus Spurs watch-along. Once you do that, just click on the Games tab as shown in the video on the screen, and you'll see a list of 6 yes or no questions, like Hugo Ekitike will score a goal today. Obviously, I've answered yes to that one. Simply answer between 2 and 6 of the questions and you're all set. The more questions that you select, the bigger your potential prize. Once you've made your picks, just choose your entry amount and then decide if you'd like to pay the Power Play or the Flex Pay version of the game. In Power Play, you must get every single one of your selections right to win a prize. However, in Flex Play, you can still win a prize even if one of your selections loses, as long as you've placed a minimum of 3 selections. Right now is the perfect time to join because our friends at Big Up have 2 fantastic promotions running. Once you enter your first Big Up prediction game, you'll automatically receive $5 or 500 big bucks that you can use for future games or to donate to your favourite creator, whoever that might be. Let's just say it rhymes with Schmanfield Schmagenda. Plus, anybody that enters into a prediction competition will be automatically entered into a lucky draw for a magnificent $1,000. Each prediction game entry counts as one entry into the draw. The more prediction games you enter, the more chances you have to win. The draw winner will be announced at the end of the month, and we're looking forward to making your match days more fun than ever. It is over 18s only, folks, and again, thank you so much to those of you who've already signed up to play. My selections are up there. If you think you can beat them, do let me know. You'll be able to see us live stream both here and on the Big Up platform. And like I've said, thank you so much to everyone that's already entered to come and play along with us. Right, let's have a little look at the Spurs 11, which has just dropped into me as well. So Spurs line up like this. In goal, Vicario, Pedro Porro, Romero, Van de Ven and Jed Spence make up the back four. Rodrigo Bentancur and Archie Gray. Mohamed Kudus, Lucas Bergvall, Xavi Simons and Randall Kolo Muani make up the Spurs starting 11. Right, let's get this moved over there. Let's get myself back into a more natural position and we're good to go. Craig, did this get your attention? Yeah, but you've lost me, Ethan. You've lost me, bro, because you've gone for broccoli and pizza. They can't be in the same post, mate. They just can't. That's disgusting. So, did we watch the fight last night? That's the first question. Did we watch the fight? Because I know some of you are going to be interested in my take on it, and I'm going to give it to you. Two things I took away from that fight last night. One, Anthony Joshua, in my opinion, embarrassed himself and boxing with taking 6 rounds to get it done. On the flip side, Jake Paul has a tremendous pair of balls. And I mean that sincerely. He could have taken a way out. He could have quit when he was knocked down once, twice, 3 times, but he didn't. He kept getting back up and he kept wanting to stand there and put on a bit of a show. I give him his absolute due credit for that. Broken jaw in 2 places as well. So full credit to Jake Paul for having the balls to get in there. Genuinely. He did some great running as well, got some good cardio in, but hand on heart, he's a braver man than I am, because one of those right hands, and I'm holding my hands up and saying, "You're right, that's it, AJ. Where's the paycheck?" So yeah, it was entertaining, but let's hope no more of this silly nonsense in boxing. Thoughts on the lineup? Said not used. I would have preferred to see Isak up top alongside Ekitike. I would have. I can't lie. But that being said, I'm happy with it. You know, we get to see all the midfielders out there. McAllister, Gravenberch, Jones, Szoboszlai. Great that Dominic Szoboszlai was fit enough to play as well. So yeah, look, I don't really have too many complaints about the team, other than I'd like to see us get more game time when we've got Isak and Ekitike together. Misty said, the fact AJ took 6 rounds against Jake Paul but managed to knock out Ngannou quicker is shocking and screams fixed to me. No one can convince me Jake Paul is better than Ngannou. I just think Jake Paul was more elusive. I think that was it. In all honesty, I think that was it. I think he was making it more awkward for AJ to pin him down. And also, and look, casual boxing viewers might not know this, but normally in boxing you're talking an 18 or a 20-foot ring. That was a 22-foot ring last night. So Jake knew what he was doing with the ring size, giving him an ability to manoeuvre and get on his feet. That being said, though, AJ should have been able to cut that ring off a lot easier and pin down. I just don't think AJ let his hands go enough. I don't think he was throwing enough jabs, and I think he was just making it too easy for Jake Paul to get out of there. But either way, like I said, entertaining. Everybody went home to their families safe and sound, and Jake Paul has a double broken jaw, so win-win. A little upset Alex isn't starting, need him firing, said Colin. So am I. Not upset. That's probably not the right word I'd use for myself, Colin, but disappointed. I want to see those minutes and that repetition between Wirtz and Isak. So, yeah, I do. I want to see the repetition. I want to see that relationship form on the pitch. Grim Reaper said, Craig, I'm happy AJ won. Jake is too cocky to be considered confidence. AJ had 15 minutes off but got the job done. Jake was humbled, fell apart from round 4. Look, like I said, it never should have happened, the fight. The whole thing was a bit of a joke, but at least, you know, everyone's safe. And I mean that sincerely. My big fear in these type of events is that somebody gets badly hurt. And I'd never ever wish that to happen on anyone. So I just don't like seeing these silly, what I would still consider crossover fights. Kai Hunter said, I would have given Dom a rest and played Isak. See, does Dom need a rest, though? And the reason I say that, Kai, is we've got, what, a game a week for the next 2 weeks. So, we haven't played since last weekend. I think they've all had a couple of days off and a bit of a chance to recover. Playing one game a week should be absolutely fine. Ekatike and Wirtz duo. Expect them to smack Tottenham 3-1. Yeah, look, I'm again very intrigued to see how Wirtz gets on today. The Wonderman said, what does Fede need to do to get game time? I don't think there's anything he can do. I really don't. I read a piece from Lewis Steele the other day that was talking about something similar, that he thinks that Fede could come on and score in every game he comes off the bench in and probably still wouldn't get a start. Like we said, anybody would hope that you're going to see him play more when Salah's at the AFCON. I've always felt like that was highly unlikely because, and I don't say this lightly, I just don't think the manager likes Chiesa, and it does my head in, quite frankly. Robert said, Craig, I'm confident of Liverpool 3-2. Nice. Craig, my family and I have been watching you for a few years now. Can I have a shout out to Lee, Sean and Bruce, please, mate? Of course. Lee, Sean, Bruce, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for making our community what it is. We simply wouldn't have the amazing community of people we do without the support of great people like yourself. So I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas, and thank you so much for joining me again today. Canade should be replaced by Gomez. Gomez is injured, mate. He's injured. He's got a hamstring injury. Now, we don't know how long for, so take that with a pinch of salt. But again, yeah, just looking on the bench today, there's Isak, Mamadashvili, Chiesa, Robbo, Frimpong, Nioni, Ramsey, Ngamoa and Lucky. So no centre-back on the bench. That's what I'm saying to you about how much in need of a centre-back we are in the January window. Akafewi, excuse me, sir, said, now that Curtis has expressed that he wants to be captain one day in his recent interview and performances, should he be the next captain or Szoboszlai? I don't know how I feel about Curtis becoming the captain, to be honest, but I've said this so often and I'm going to stand over it again. He's so impressive lately. He really is. I've been nothing but impressed with the way Curtis has fronted up to cameras, talked openly about the situation at the club and how everybody, dealt with the Salah situation, how he knows the fans are unhappy, and I've been so impressed. And on the pitch as well. Curtis deserves any credit he's getting at the minute and should rightly be one of the first names on the team sheet based off his recent performances. Josh said, evening, Craig. Feeling optimistic about today's game, but would have loved to have seen Fede. But let's get this win before the big man comes. WFM. WFM indeed. Absolutely. Do you know what made me laugh, actually? Just looking back to the Jake Paul fight. Did anybody notice the last words Jake Paul said interviewed in the ring before he left? Because when he said these two words, it made me smile. He said, much love. Come on now. Come on. Your boy's phrase. And I know I'm not the first one to ever say much love, but it's catching on. It's becoming more of a thing. You love it, really. Tim Buddha said Curtis was not a leader. Look, just say this to me, mate. And truly, just say you're one of those people that have always disliked Curtis and won't change your opinion on him. Simple as that. Because that's what you are, in my opinion. I've been somebody who has called Curtis Jones out for years. But everything about this man, from the Everton game away last season, where he stood up for Liverpool and its fans, to his performances when the chips have been down this season, to him fronting up to camera, that's leadership. And if you can't admit that on a human level, I don't know what else to say, mate. Because I think you're being incredibly unfair to Curtis. I'm not trying to sit here and convince you he's Steven Gerrard. But if you don't like what you've seen from him on and off the pitch recently, I don't know what else he could do to possibly change your mind, because he deserves his credit. PC Drat said, hope you have a brilliant Christmas, Craig and Connor. Thank you, my man. I'm going to be working right the way up to Christmas Eve anyway, so still got lots of time to keep going with you guys. So don't forget, if you think you can beat me and you think you can out-predict me, there's still time to get in and join our predictions game. Here's my 4 predictions for this one. Hugo Ekitike to score a goal. Of course I've said yes, because let's be honest, he's going to score a goal. Wirtz to get a goal or an assist. Of course I've gone yes for that one as well, because our boy Florian Wirtz is up front today. Richarlison to score a goal or give an assist. I've said no, and considering he's not starting, that's great news for me. And there will be over 2.5 goals in the match. I've gone yes. That will pay me out $37.50 or 3,750 big bucks if my predictions come true. And speaking of Richarlison, let's have a little look at the Spurs bench, which is where Mr. Richarlison is. So it's Dragusin, Danzo, Palhinha, Richarlison, Tell, Johnson, Odegaard, Kinski and Davies. That's the Spurs bench. Your Liverpool bench once again. Isak, Chiesa, Mamadashvili, Robbo, Frimpong, and welcome back Jeremy Frimpong. Trey Morris, Nioni, Calvin Ramsey, Rio Ngamoa, and Welity Lucky. That is your Liverpool bench. J Bob said lag. I'm not getting any reports of a lag. Not seeing it coming through on my end. Not seeing it in my data. And not seeing anybody else mention it, mate. So it could potentially be just a little glitch at your end or something similar. Based on their temperament, Dom would be a better pick as captain. Curtis tends to be more explosive. Dom is more measured. On the pitch, a captain needs to be able to control and act under pressure. Yeah, but he also needs to be in the referee's face. So, I want a captain that has a little bit of both. You're right, you need to be able to be cool under pressure, but you also need to be able to be screaming at the ref every 5 minutes and trying to get in the ref's head. The real Johnny Sins hates said, boils my blood. Slot scapegoated the entire Plymouth thing on Fede and is punishing him ever since. Lucho, Darwin and Jota were all worse that day. The whole situation, mate, stinks, doesn't it? Like, the whole situation, the whole way it's gone. Even the fact he's still at the club, taking up a place on the bench that we could have somebody the manager wants to play. As a fan, that annoys me. Rio wasted. Chiesa wasted. So he's leaving himself basically now with 2 fit attackers, as in real strikers. No wide players that he wants to start. And I'm intrigued to see what happens as well when Gakpo comes back. Ashley Green said, what's Chiesa got to do to get a chance? He comes on and gives 100% every time. Mate, you're preaching to the choir. Like I've said, it's quite simply disgusting. And I don't know anybody that isn't annoyed by his treatment of Chiesa. Andrew James, how are we, Andrew? Said, I enjoyed the fight, went how I thought it would. Jake's agile, was elusive. But when you have a super athlete in front of you, some point you're going to get tired. Tonight's prediction, 3-1 to Liverpool. So I thought, I put 2 little bets on the fight last night. I had one on the bigger bet, to be honest, on AJ to stop him in 2 rounds. And then I had another one, because Sky had a special on it, that I had round 3 or 4. To go to round 6, I just think, I thought it was too long. Too long. What have we got? I think Gakpo will struggle to get back into the team now. Yeah, it's going to be interesting when Hugo stays. It's going to be really interesting to see what does happen when he comes back fit. Because could he play as one of the 2? Potentially, but it's not a natural thing for him. Mark, how are we, dude? Mark Hinthall, thank you, bro. My source, Cop Talk TV. Salah's agent has been whoring Mo like a prosy to Saudi clubs and the USA, inviting them to make January bids for Mo. Mo doesn't want to be the best club anymore. Cop Talk has solid sources. So is Cop Talk Duncan? Is Cop Talk Duncan? I can't remember. I really can't. If it's Duncan, well, his sources are the papers because that's where that was. I mean, I can point you to it if you want because that ain't his source. It isn't, and I like Duncan if that's the guy, but he's no sources on it. It just doesn't. Let's not play around here. Um, he read that in the newspaper the same as I did, and I know this because I spoke about the same piece a few days ago. So I'm all for giving people credit, but there's no source to that, mate. That was in the newspapers, and that was doing the rounds. As I have it in my notes here somewhere from the last couple of days myself. But that's what agents do, regardless of anything else. That's what agents do. They want their paydays. They want their cut. They want their money. Every time a player moves, 15 or so percent for that player. So if let's say Mohamed Salah moved for 100 million to the Saudi Pro League, that's probably another 15 million in Rami Abbasisa's pocket. And there was a piece the other day as well, and I can't remember what site this one was on, kind of breaking down exactly those kind of things. It wasn't the papers. It was an email received from a source in an email which he showed to the camera. Look, Mark, respectfully, I don't know what to say. You put me in an awkward position because I'm telling you now, factually, that email, whatever he may have received, is no inside scoop from anybody that isn't publicly known by a lot of people. I don't want to run anyone down. I like Duncan. Duncan's a nice guy. But yeah, look, like I said, each to their own, mate. Each to their own. But I can hold up my phone and show you 500 emails from people that send me all types of stuff every day of the week. 90% of it is nonsense. 10% of it is interesting. But like I said, each to their own. But yeah, there's nothing else I can say at it, mate. We disagree on it. You think he has a source on it. I think it's public knowledge, but either or. Right, Fede told the Italian manager he's not ready to play for Italy. Maybe he doesn't ready to get a huge number of minutes for us either. Look, he told the Italian manager he's not ready. Fair enough. But respectfully, he's earning 10 million or 7 million quid a year at Liverpool. He better be fucking ready to play minutes after a year and a half of getting fit. So, there's no way that he's not playing because Fede doesn't want more minutes. That's just simply silly talk. He's not playing because Arna's mistreating him. It's as simple as that. Let me read you out something that I spoke about yesterday. 1 second. I want to just get you the exact quote on this because I don't want to misquote anybody. So, 1 second. Where are we on this one? Bear with me. Where's the stuff on Chiesa? Sorry, mate. I'm just struggling to go through my notes here to find this. Yeah, so he said, Slot wouldn't mind me saying it, just doesn't seem to look like he trusts him, Chiesa. That's just a guess that I got because I know when they lost to Plymouth, Slot was furious with Chiesa. He was one of the senior players on that day and he just didn't seem to perform. A few people have said how frustrated Slot was. I just think that Chiesa has to do it to prove to Arna that he somehow deserves a chance to play, because if you lose in every game, you can't get a game. Then you sort of think that maybe he doesn't like him at all. It seems to me like Chiesa could come off the bench and score every week and he still wouldn't play. So when you've got journalists writing about that, it's pretty clear the manager doesn't rate him. Mark said, either way, in my opinion, Craig, Mo should disappear in January. I have a sneaky feeling that Mo will play up again and purposely get a January move. So, Mark, on this, sir, we have an absolute agreement with each other, mate. And I'm not trying to run Duncan down. I have a lot of time for Duncan. But on this, I agree with you. And I said it so many times this week. I don't have a source to tell me that Salah's going to act up again. But I agree with you 100%. Nothing about this makes me feel the situation's over, mate. Nothing. Because there's a few ways this is going to play out. We do well when he's at the AFCON. He comes back and he's not going to walk straight back into the team. Either way, I feel like it's not forgotten about. And I was watching back pages tonight again, Mark, the other night. And even the journalists were saying, I think it was Ian Ladyman, to be correct, said there's no way this is over yet. And it isn't. Anybody who thinks the situation's been dealt with fully, I think, is just being optimistic, is the fairest word on it. Because I'm with you on it, Mark. There's no way I think this is over. Now, when he goes, I don't know. Should it be January? One part of me, Mark, says yes, it should be January. But another part of me feels like I'd rather it's the summer so we can get a big send-off. Because what I don't want to happen, bro, is this to get bitter again. And nobody to feel like it was resolved in the way we would have liked as fans. Because Mo deserves the send-off. He just does. However that's done. He deserves it. But he's also got to box clever here. And be upfront and honest about it. Craig, what's worse, eating a whole broccoli tree or watching Arsenal play a 90-minute match of Harem Ball? I don't know, lads. I'm not a fan of Arsenal's style of football at all, to be honest. So, but I'd still say eating the broccoli, because eating the broccoli is just horrendous. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I need your help. We've got just over half an hour to go. The likes are at 303. You know our beautiful history. Let's get these likes up to 1,000 likes before kickoff, folks. So if you can, please do hit that like button for me and let's see that number fly up. Kevin Conway, how are we, Kev? Said, hi, Craig, great show. I think sell Salah and get a young Semenyo. So on that, we had mixed reporting on Semenyo yesterday. And let me read out to you a few different things from a few different places. And you'll see exactly why I'm so confused about what's happening with Antoine Semenyo. So first of all, we're going to talk about Mark Douglas, who writes for the iNewspaper. Anfield Sector posted this. Liverpool have spoken to Semenyo about personal terms and to set out their plans for the player. But the priority appears to lie in strengthening the defence in January and Mark Gay top of their wish list. Next up, we have Mark Douglas again, this time said, 4 clubs have now opened talks with Antoine Semenyo. They have less than 3 weeks to complete a deal. United are now favourites, so they've United favourites in a crazy market with City, Spurs and Liverpool all in with a shout. Then we have Jamie Jackson, who wrote, Semenyo, a January target for Liverpool, Manchester City and United, but Liverpool are first choice. Romano then says, Semenyo expected to move in January with a 65 million release clause valid until around the 10th of January. Manchester United and Manchester City both called this week pushing and indirect talks. Decision up to the player on his future. So it's kind of a bit of everything there at the minute. I don't know what way this one goes, to be honest with you folks. I have no idea. But what I will say is Liverpool need a centre-back, and Liverpool need a centre-back quickly in January. Hey Craig, happy with the decision of Isak on the bench. Also can't wait to see Frimpong back on the pitch. Am I happy about it? No, I would have liked to. I want to see Isak get repetition in minutes and play alongside Ekitike more. But on the second part, which was Frimpong, I don't know, maybe I'm on my own here, but if both were fit and available, Bradley's my starting right back. I prefer Bradley in our system over Frimpong, but Frimpong's a very good player. So we've got two great choices at right back. I just personally would be more of a Conor Bradley person in the way that we play. Well, not going to run anyone down. Irregardless, you're still my first thought for watch-alongs, etc. Love you, bro. And right back at you. Right back at you, Mark. There's not, mate, you don't need to worry about offending me in the slightest, bro. You know me, I just try to be honest and open about my opinions on anything. But you're a great supporter of our channel, Mark, and somebody who, you know, I always appreciate your support as well. So thank you, bro. Why that formation? So the formation is to do with the lack of wide options, really. If you think about it, if you're playing with the old formation we normally play, then we play with two wingers. But at the moment, we don't have any wingers. So in the 4-4-2 diamond system, you're going to rely on your fullbacks to provide that width. And having people with the engines to get up and down those flanks are important. So in Conor Bradley and Milos Kerkez, we've got that. You know, two young fullbacks with absolutely unbelievable levels of stamina that can get up and down those flanks. So that'll be where the width's provided, and of course the defensive shape as well. Then you've got, what have we got on today? 5 midfielders, really, if you're to go out there and count Wirtz as a midfielder. So it's an interesting system that almost feels one that was born out of necessity for the lack of wingers available. But ironically, it's also been one that's seen us keep a couple of clean sheets. Jason said, football refs and the PGOML are corrupted. Merry Christmas, Craig and family. Well, look, I'm not a big fan of a lot of the officials in and around the Premier League, mate. I've made no secret of that over the years. I'm nervous going into today's game. Simply just knowing Stuart Atwell's on VAR is enough to make me nervous. So yeah, I wouldn't go as far as to use the words corrupt, because that would land me in a whole world of trouble. But incompetent, I think that would be a word I'd feel comfortable with. So, a win today is important for us, right? With Chelsea drawing at Newcastle, a win today gives us the chance to go level with them on points. We'd still be behind on goal difference, but it would put us right into the mix. So, we got to make sure that we get the job done today. Now, folks, we've got just under half an hour to kick off. So, last shout, last chance to enter. Let me just give you the lowdown one more time before we get underway with today's game in 25 minutes' time. We've teamed up with our friends at Big Up, a community platform where you can watch our stream and play an exciting new predictions game. Simply put, predictions is a sweepstakes game where you can win fantastic prizes, and there's even a free-to-play option. For each Liverpool watch-along, we'll have a corresponding predictions game set up on Big Up. Simply download the Big Up iOS app or head over to bigup.com and select the Anfield Agenda Spurs watch-along. Once you do that, just click on the Games tab as shown in the video on screen. You'll see a list of 6 yes or no questions, like Hugo Ekitike will score a goal, of which, of course, I've said yes. Simply answer between 2 and 6 to the questions and you're all set. The more questions you select, the bigger your potential prize. Once you've made your picks, just choose your entry amount and then decide if you'd like to play the power play or the flex play version of the game. In power play, you have to get every selection correct to win a prize. However, in flex play, you can still win a prize even if one of your selections loses, but you do need to have made a minimum of 3 selections. Right now is the perfect time to join because our friends at Big Up have 2 great promotions running. Once you enter your first predictions game, you'll automatically receive $5, which equates to 500 big bucks, that you can use for future games or to donate to your favourite content creator. Plus, anybody that enters into a prediction competition will automatically be entered into a lucky draw for an absolutely magnificent $25,000. You heard me right, $25,000. Each participation game counts as one entry into the draw. Each prediction game counts as one entry into the draw. The more prediction games you enter, the more chances you have to win. The lucky winner will be announced at the end of the month, and we look forward to making your match days more fun than ever. Over 18s, folks, and remember, always play responsibly and have fun. We hope it adds to your match day experience. I'm going to be checking on the leaderboard a couple of times to see who's who. But either way, thank you for your support from Big Up. Thank you for your support in here as always. And we hope to just continue to make your match days a little bit more fun and interactive. What's your favourite meat? For me, steak. I have a feeling you're a pork. So I hate to be the one to break this news to you, mate, but steak, beef would be the word you're looking for. Favourite meat. But no, you have me wrong. I'm a steak man. I'm a steak man like yourself. But I'm very peculiar when it comes to steak. So my wife, let's say, my wife would love a strip loin or a ribeye if she was going out for a bit of steak. I hate fat on meat and any meat. So for me, fillet steak all the way. Fillet steak medium, mashed potatoes. That's heaven for me. But you aren't wrong. I do love a bit of pork. I do. So the day after Christmas, I'll be making a nice fillet of pork curry, which I haven't had in ages. So yeah, there's not many meats I don't like, to be honest with you, except for offal. Not a fan of that. LFC Gamer Vlog said, haven't had a good steak in a while. Well, if anybody's in and around Dublin at any point, I would highly recommend Tomahawk Steakhouse in Temple Bar in Dublin. It's probably the only time I set foot in Temple Bar because I don't like the place at all. But Tomahawk is absolutely incredible. Yeah, lovely steak. What did I think about the Jake Paul AJ fight? I went through a little bit earlier on, mate. Just disappointed. Just disappointed. I want a video that I want to play you guys, but I can't play it because there's audio on it. Somebody sent me a mug. Connor, is there any way, I don't know if you're watching in the background, is there any way, Connor, you could remove the audio from that video I sent you of the mug and send it on to me on WhatsApp or something so I can drag it in and play it? Because one of our subscribers sent me a mug and it's just incredible. It's incredible. I would put it in here, but it's got a song in the background that'll do me on copyright. So let me see if I can get Connor to send it. It is in the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp, by the way. If you're in there, you would have seen it. Liz said, happy match day. Let's fucking go. And happy match day to you as well, my friend. Sending you love over to Florida. Like I said, Liz, Connor and I have our thinking caps on and we're going to get something together and get it sent over to you. Something that's personal just for you. Craig, it must be weird eating at a normal time during Christmas. It messes me up, Goomy. Honestly, bro, it messes me up. I'm not even joking. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't like it. Like, my wife's mother is very kind and she always puts dinner on about 6. But yeah, I usually eat at about 11 midnight. So, and I only eat for like 1 hour window in a day. But yeah, man, it's weird, but it's Christmas Day, so it's got to be done. Nathan Green said the 7-0 mug. Yeah. Or, well, it wasn't 7-0. It was actually 7-2 that game. 1 second. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can play this for you, right? So bear with me. I hope you enjoy this as much as I do. So let me just make this bigger for you, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, we'll play this video again. You ready? So here's the mug. I mean, come on. Isn't that cool? That really made me smile. So thank you so much to Paul for sending it over. It's deadly, isn't it? It's so funny. I love the way it says 7777777 down the side of it as well. Yeah, definitely one of the most iconic moments in the history of our channel for sure. Right, where else are we at? Next stream, use it. It wouldn't look any good because of the green screen. That's why I got Connor to send the video and I didn't just show you the mug. Because if I showed you the mug, the green screen part, and it would just shine through it and it would look see-through. Not the best time to eat, pal. I know. I'm well aware of it, mate. Trust me. I'm well aware. But you have to remember as well, David, I have a different body clock. So I only sleep from like 6, 7 a.m. So for me, eating at 11 or 12 is like you eating at 7. 7? Did I say 7? What am I drinking? Just coffee. Just coffee, mate. That's my third cup, so it'll be my last cup of the day. But yeah, just coffee. In my head, lads, I'm mad. I thought in my head, I'm thinking the game was kicking off at 5:15. I forgot it's a 5:30 kick-off today, isn't it? 6-7 indeed, folks. 6-7 indeed. Who made the coffee? The good lady wife. Mrs. Anfield Agenda made the coffee. I do have a nice new coffee machine for Crimbo, but I'm not allowed to open it yet. You guys know I was flirting with a coffee machine for about a year before I actually bought one, and I found the one I wanted. I waited for it to go on sale in the Black Friday sale, and I got it, and I'm very happy with my purchase price, but I haven't had a cup of coffee from it yet, so I'm gonna have to wait till Christmas. No, I don't like cappuccinos, Artem. I'm a basic bitch when it comes to coffee. I just like my coffee very strong with a bit of milk and a sugar, one sugar. That's it. But yeah, don't do the frothy stuff. Haley said, Mrs. Anfield Agenda is a great woman, especially when you belt out soft kitty, warm kitty. Haley, I did it at the live show. So I got the whole crowd to sing along with me. My last show in Liverpool, I got the whole crowd to sing along. Soft kitty, warm kitty, little ball of fur. Happy kitty, sleepy kitty, purr, purr, purr. And everyone sang along with me, and I recorded it. David said, I'm the same, Craig. Always eat late because I own a circus and never get finished till late. Nice, you own a circus. Dude, send me some feckin' tickets. Put me in the middle, coach. Bring me in. Oh, David, come on. Don't be freezing me out, dude. This clown defo belongs in a circus, David. Come on. Come on, bro. Mitchell said, enjoy, Craig. I wondered if you were getting a new one, and now you gave me the answer. New coffee machine for Christmas. Yeah. What was it we got? We got the Siemens EQ 500, I think it's called. If my memory's right. I think it's Siemens EQ 500, something like that. Christina, how are we, Christina? So we need a ton of goals and a clean sheet today. Have to start attacking up goals in case they need at the end of the season. Goals can keep top 4 spot there. Yes, we do. Our goal difference isn't great at all, Christina. So you're right. I think at the moment I'm working off memory, but I think we're sitting with a +2 goal difference, something like that. Do I like tea? Yeah, I would have drank tea as a teenager. This is genuinely the case, though. I would have drank tea growing up, but as soon as I had my first cup of coffee, that was it. I don't think I've drank tea again. And what was I? I was probably 16 when I had my first cup of coffee, and I've never had tea since. My wife's a devout tea drinker. She won't drink coffee or anything. It's like she's tea mad. But yeah. Shane said, I definitely haven't listened to Fairy Tale of New York about 400 times this month. It is, without a doubt, the greatest Christmas song of all time, bar none, ever. And I don't think it'll ever be beaten. I love it. So, I've got a question for you. We've got half an hour to go in the game. So, 2 things I need from my Anfield Agenda viewers today. 1 is your help, and 2 is your opinion. So, who likes mince pies? Does anyone like mince pies? If you like mince pies, give me a thumbs up in the chat, and I'll tell you what you're missing out on, and I'll give you a mince pie hint that you can thank me for later. So firstly, I need to know, do you like mince pies? No? Oh, you're all dead to me. Dead to me. You're dead to me. So my wife didn't like mince pies until I made her have warm mince pies. And after that, she loves them. Well, look, these, hang on. Where are you? These mince pies here from Dunn Stores are the nicest mince pies I've ever eaten in my life. They're all butter crumble top mince pies. So not only do they have mince meat in them, they've got chocolate and cranberries inside them. Lads. And they're like proper sized. Not the tiny, they're about 3 times the size of a normal mince pie. If you like mince pies and you have an access to a Dunn Stores in Ireland or whatever, lads, they're the ones. I'm telling you, thank me later. They are the ones. Now, the next question I have for you is, where are they from? Dunn Stores, an Irish store. You can see there, Dunn Stores, simply better, handmade. I'll make the image bigger so you can see it better. Hang on. There you go. Yeah, they're an Irish supermarket chain, a big Irish supermarket chain, but they are the greatest mince pie I have ever had in my life, bar none. So, but my Dunns are sold out of them. I've got 1 box of them left, so I've got a big problem. I've a big problem. I've 1 box of them left, and I'm trying to show some restraint. So, they're in Spain too, said Connor. Then get your ass to Spain and get me some, Connor. Sabrina's been trying 2 different Dunn Stores and hasn't been able to get me any. Anyway, the question I was going to ask you is, when is it too early to start the mince pie eating? Because I tried to wait till December at least. Because if I had my way, I'd probably be eating mince pies half the year around. But I hang on and hang off and hang off until December the 1st. And then mince pie season officially opens. LFC Gamer Vlog said, I have a chocolate Yule log. I made one of them in the bathroom earlier on, right? It was a wonderful Christmas chocolate Yule log. I just didn't have any icing sugar on it. Stanley said Tesco Extra. No, they're from Dunn Stores, mate, which is an Irish chain of supermarkets. But they're incredible. Do you know what I still haven't been able to find? This is turning into food talk again for a few minutes, so apologies. So, my English friends, I know you've got Marks and Spencers, right? You've got Marks and Spencers in England. We only have a handful of them over here. But you've got Marks and Spencers. If you like desserts, get the treacle tart from Marks and Spencers. I think it's about, in sterling, it's probably about £5 or £6. But the treacle tart from Marks and Spencers is, oh my God. Wow. It is. Oh, sorry, I'm going to need a minute. Yeah, sorry, I needed a minute. Because that's how good they are. Yeah, get yourselves one of them, lads, if you've got a sweet tooth. Oh my days. Treacle tart. Oh. They're incredible. Incredible. And then you're sitting there wondering, Craig, how did you put on weight? How did you get a bit chunky, Craig? Dingo Florida said, why do I go to bed so late? So I think it's a good question, mate. And I think it's come about from my work life. So when I left school, I was working as a DJ when I finished school. So I was always working late nights. DJ lifestyle. You're working from like maybe 10 o'clock till 6 in the morning. So I was always getting home and just in weird sleeping patterns. Then I went into another job where I worked for Paradise Poker as a a customer service agent and security agent for an online poker company. And for that market, I worked 11 p.m. to 8 a.m. So again, I'm into a nighttime lifestyle. And then after all that, I ended up driving a taxi and again ended up in doing nights most of the time. So I've just always been a nighttime person. And even some of the Anfield Agenda work I do late at night when everyone's asleep. I could be working till 3 in the morning. So yeah, it's just a habit I've gotten into, and one that kind of just suits me as well, to be honest. Savour the flavour. Say, Craig, send me your address and I'll send you a nice tea selection at Christmas. I won't swat you or dox you, promise. I don't need a tea selection. With all due respect, bro, I really appreciate the kindness, but you might as well be sending me broccoli. Tea selection to me means nothing because I don't drink tea really. So appreciate the very kind offer though. Do we have pigs and blankets with Christmas dinner? Yeah, of course. Yeah, pigs and blankets, epic. Definitely. Pigs and blankets are the go. I'm not a mad fan of turkey though. I actually prefer chicken than turkey, but the ham, lads, the ham. Ooh. Tyler, how are we, bro? Thank you so much, mate, for your support. Oklahoma Copite said, had my first Guinness ever last week. Haven't been able to stop thinking about it since. Yeah, Guinness is an unusual one. It's a very distinctive thing. And if you've not had one, I found when I had my first few Guinness, it probably took me 3 pints of it to kind of get used to it. But I tell you what, I bet you didn't want to eat after it. I bet you were full. Because it's like a liquid meal, having Guinness. But yeah, look, if I was to have a drink now, I'd usually just drink a bottle of Corona or something like that, or vodka and cranberry juice. But I don't really drink. So buzzing for this game, said Leona Farrell, and thank you, Leona, for being with us for 5 months. As am I, mate. As am I. It's it's Christmas time, Christmas season, and this is a big game. This is going to be a test for us as well. So, if we can get a win today, you'd back us to get a win against Wolves. So, we'd be definitely trending in the right direction if we can pick up the points today. Haley said salt and vinegar fish goujons are gorgeous. I agree, Haley. In fact, I've got a bag of frozen fish goujons in the freezer. I love them. It's the only fish I eat, actually, is cod. So, have I been to Finchley Road station in the London Underground? I've never been on any public transport in London, and I just genuinely try to avoid public transport like the plague, in all honesty, because I hate it. I hate public transport. I just can't. I can't be doing with it. James said, I find it very funny when we leave football behind for food. Yeah, sorry, it's my bad. I usually go on a bit of a tangent and food comes into the equation somewhere, mate. Sorry. So, again, let's run through the 11 for everybody coming in a little bit late. Alisson in goal. Conor Bradley returns from a suspension, which is why he was missing from the last game at right back. Your left back, Milos Kerkez. Your midfielders, well, we've got 5 of them on the pitch today. Ryan Gravenberch, Curtis Jones, Dominic Soboslai, Alexis McAllister, and Florian Wirtz. And, of course, Ugo Ekitike up top. Imagine Arna turns this around, the amount of trust that would be built to something special. And do you know what? Fair play to you for saying that, mate. Fair play. Akmal. Fair play. Because I'm still sceptical. Very sceptical. But like I've said before, I'm here to be one around. I am. I promise you. And if Arna can keep this going, yeah, look, I'm here to be convinced. I still feel I've not seen enough yet to feel that we really are not just winning games, because look, that's evident, but I want to see more from a performance level. I just want to see us dominating games a little bit more. Iceland does the best mince pies. Do you know what? I don't even know if I've ever had one from Iceland. Do you know what I used to get in Iceland, but Iceland closed in Ireland, unfortunately. They used to do huge boxes of shortbread in Iceland, like massive, gigantic boxes of shortbread. I used to stack up on them every year. AJ Burpee says, "Hey Craig, Mom says hi from Florida, big fan. Do say hi to Mom and the whole family for me, mate. Sending you guys love over to Florida. Appreciate your support as well. God, I wish I was over there now, mate. I tell you what, if you looked out your window and then came and looked out my window, yeah, I dare say you'd understand where I'm coming from. It's cold, man, and windy and rainy and miserable at the minute in Ireland." I'm the Oyster King said, "What's your line that's turned it around? Top four." Huh? What's your line that he's turned it around? Oh, what gets me back? You know what? I don't think it'll be a definitive one thing. You know, I said if you go away to San Siro and win, that means something, and it does. The Arsenal game certainly stands out to me as one that won't make or break my decision, but it will give us a proper indication of where we're at, you know? Spurs today, they haven't been great at home this season, so I feel we should win this game. But even that, doing what you're supposed to be doing is important as well. I think the resolution of the Salah situation, as well as the level of performance, is what will probably convince me one way or the other. Do you or don't use the Premier League fantasy team? Yeah, we have an FPL. We have an Anfield Agenda FPL set up. If you're ever looking for me in it, it's really easy. Don't look anywhere near the top of it. Just look right down towards the lower middle half, and you'll probably find my name in there somewhere. Because I'm not great. Connor's misses Katie though. She's flying high in the Anfield Agenda Predictions League, or excuse me, FPL League. Yeah, she's right up there. I think top 10, if I'm not mistaken. Craig, if you like chicken goujons, get yourself to track for their zingy chicken goujons. I don't do zingy atin, mate. I'm a complete coward when it comes to any levels of heat or spiciness. Yeah, I eat Nando's plainish. No, well, yeah, in Nando's I do, but at home I always get the Nando's medium marinade for my chicken fillets. I eat them about 3-4 times a week. And even at that, like when I finish one with the medium, I'm doing laps of honour around the back garden, you know, wanting to be praised for the brave boy that I was. But I also cheat because I whack a load of ketchup in on top of it as well. What channel are you watching the game on? What is it? Sky Sports main event. Sky Sports main event for me on this one. So look, we've got a really busy day for you today, folks. We've got the watch along, match reaction, player ratings video. Then we're recording an episode of the Anfield Agenda podcast, myself, Connor and Chris. So that'll be out at about 10 p.m-ish tonight, maybe a few minutes later. And then there's a news video coming out. And that's going to come out at around 1 a.m. So an absolute jam-packed day here today on the channel. So yeah, make sure you've got your notifications turned on. Right, ladies and gents, I kept forgetting it was a 5:30 and a 5:15 game. So if you can, don't forget the Big Up predictions competition is running, and here are my Big Up picks. If you want to go across and check it out for yourself, please do. Don't forget, anybody that enters into a prediction competition with our friends at Big Up will automatically be entered into a draw for 25 grand. And once you play your first prediction game, you will also receive $5 or 500 big bucks that you can use for future games or to tip your favourite content creators. And in this, here's my selections. I've asked the question, Hugo Ekitike to score a goal. I've said yes. Florian Wirtz to score a goal or have an assist. Again, I've answered yes. Richarlison to score a goal or have an assist. I've said no. And there'll be over 2.5 goals in this match. I've said yes. And as you can see, my entry amount was $5 or 500 big bucks. And if I win, that will pay out 3,750 big bucks or $37.50. And again, it is 18 plus. And this will be something we'll be doing every match day between now and the end of the season. There will be a leaderboard in there as well for me to keep an eye on through the game. And we'll be able to dual stream on both platforms. Craig, I respect your Arne Slot position. I thought you weren't twisting in the wind, but I really appreciate that you were aren't giving him an ultimatum. Look, I have strong views, mate, but I think in any of these type of situations, you have to be willing to be won back over. I don't think anything or very few things in life should be definitive. I'm always ready to be won back around by somebody. And it's the people that aren't that really worry me. Because some people will just say, I don't like, it doesn't matter, pick a player, pick a manager, and that's their view forever. It doesn't matter if things change, it doesn't matter, that's their mindset. I'm of the view that if I feel strongly about something, I'm going to speak about it. But I also want to credit people for the good stuff. And, I want you to know this about me as a person. I'm always open to changing my mind on anything if I see the evidence to show it. I'm always open to challenge myself and my own perceptions. If I come across arrogant at times, it's never my intent. But I am always somebody who reflects on my talk, reflects on what I say, reflects on my opinions. And if they need to change, I'll put my hands up and say it. But I still have, and I'm not getting away from this, I still have some severe doubts about Arne at the minute. Is that the definite formation? No. You can never know a definite formation with Arne at the moment, mate. You can't. And any of the apps, whatever apps you use to show your football stuff, even them, they're all working off historical evidence and guessing. So no, this isn't definitively the formation, but these are the definitive 11 players. Dahi, happy Christmas, Craig. I still want Arne gone. Gluten-free for me. Tea mince pies warm, nice. Picture Homer with tongue out, saliva dripping. Do you know what? I can't have a tea or a coffee, Dave, and anything sweet, because it kind of, the sweetness of the other thing overrides the taste of the tea or coffee, so I can never have two together. People go into a coffee shop, they get a cup of coffee and a muffin or something. I can't do that. I'd have to drink the coffee and then eat the muffin. Liz said you're giving up instant coffee. Liz, you'll be proud of me for this one, Liz. Are you ready? One of the factors on the coffee machine I bought was that, yes, it can grind and put through beans for you, but it also has a setting, Liz, for instant coffee. So you can just pour a jar of instant coffee into it and you can press the instant coffee button as well. So I've covered all bases there, Liz. I've got me instant coffee, me bougie coffee, and it's even on just a hot water dispenser. So you know what I mean? What green screen software do you use? I don't know what you mean by software, but we stream through OBS. We stream through OBS. But in all honesty, the studio that you see in the background that we use, if you were to get that built, and I mean properly built, somewhere between $2,000 and $5,000 just for the digital build of that studio. And I would have laughed until I've seen, like, Drawdy, Ben, walked me through the process years ago of exactly what has to happen for the studios like these. The layering, the depth, the shadowing. A lot of work goes into it, man. So yeah, we use OBS, Open Broadcast Software, for all of our streaming purposes. But when we move into the studio, which will probably be, I'm hoping, February, 95% of what will be on the screen will be real world stuff, and there will be a small amount of green screen used in a very specific way. But most of it, you will see the full desk, you'll see me, you'll see the background, and you'll see the studio. I'm a slot guy, but his treatment of Chiesa is cruel, said Dave. And I respect your view as being a Slot supporter, mate. I was a big Slot fan until probably about 5 to 8 games into this season was when I started the shift. And it was how clueless and lost he looked during that run of poor results that really frightened me. So, yeah. But I'm there to, I'm a fan. Ultimately, I want Liverpool to win. It's that simple. Right, we still need about 135 likes, folks, so please do hit that like button for me. LFC Gamer Vlog said, Craig and the chat, what films do you watch over the Christmas holidays? Doesn't necessarily have to be Christmas related, it could be anything. 2 things that I make sure I watch every Christmas. Goodfellas, because I'm going to give you 3. Goodfellas, because, it's Goodfellas. A Bronx Tale, because it's one of my favourite movies of all time. But my Christmas movie is Gene Wilder's Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. The Gene Wilder one. I don't know why, but since I've been a kid, that's been my Christmas movie, because it used to be on RTE every Christmas morning, and I used to go to my grandmother's every Christmas, and when everybody else was in the kitchen together or whatever, I'd be in there watching Gene Wilder do his thing, and I just love that film. So that would be my my Christmas movie, even though it's not a Christmas movie. Chasing Vlog said, I'm also willing to change my mind about Slot if we score 3 or 4 tonight, then a step closer for me. Nice one, my man. Just a win would be great as well. Another win would go a long way today and pushing us back up that league table. Harrison said, I can correct, that is the real lineup. Thank you, mate. As a United fan, I bet my rent of January on Liverpool to win. Jesus, mate, don't be betting your rent. Your rent, Jesus, man, your rent. You gotta make sure the roof's over the head, dude. Gotta make sure the roof's over the head. I mean, I appreciate your optimism for Liverpool, though. Mark Doherty, Wizard of Oz and Only Fools and Horses Christmas Classic Jolly Boys outing. Oh, dude, I've said this many times. I'm an Only Fools and Horses nut job. And I mean nut job. Like, nut job. I know pretty much every episode of that, inside out, back to front. I've a great box set that folds out with all the episodes, all the background stuff, bit of history and notes on each episode. I think John Sullivan's probably the greatest comedy writer of that era. And that, along with Fawlty Towers, to me is just British comedy magnificence at its very, very best. I'll go even further back. I'll go to Steptoe and Son, Rising Damp, Minder. These are the kind of shows I grew up watching. Yeah, my dad got me into those kind of shows, man. But Only Fools and Horses, it's just perfection. There's nothing else to say. It's just perfection. Josh said, no more excuses for Slot. This team has to perform. 450 million, significant investment. I don't want to hear him whistling his way through post-game press conferences again. Can't forget the young ones on bottom. Yes, both of those, absolutely. Julian said, you're showing your age now. A lot of these, mate, I was watching them when they were 10 or 15 years old. Like, it's just what my father watched. And it kind of got me into watch it. Like, even my father's influence would have had a huge influence on my musical tastes as well. Actually, on Arna, somebody mentioned something about Arna that I want to read out because it wound me up. I think it was Keno that sent it to me. 1 second. Yeah, so Arna Slot said this yesterday, and I'm still angry about it. So Lewis Steele wrote that Arne Slot, when asked about the need to sign a defender in January, said the outside world wants to believe we have unlimited money, but that's not true. You insiders know, and you are the ones, because the outside world only talks about our spending, what we have brought in to spend. That is the way we work over here. then you have to accept that in certain games during the season, you're short at right back, but we are still able to win. I fully believe in that way of working, by the way. The manager banging on about not having unlimited money as if we hadn't tried to sign a centre-back in January and they shit the bed on it, leaving it so late at the end of the window and giving Palace time to wriggle out of it. That's the stuff that I can't get behind from Arna. That double-speak nonsense that he comes out with. Unlimited money. Mate, we put 35 million quid on the table for a centre-back. And that was before Leone picked up an injury. And before Gomez got injured again. He talks like we're tickos. And he talks like, I consider that fans being spoken down to once again. And it's ridiculous. Right, folks. Again, we are about to get underway. 4 minutes to kick off. If you can, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to drop a like as well. Best of luck to everybody, and thank you again to our sponsors, Big Up. If you want to join in the future, it's probably too late now for this game. Don't forget the QR code is in the bottom corner. And best of luck to everybody who's entered the predictions. And of course, if any of you lucky people are fortunate enough to win that $25,000, don't forget about your boy Craig, and I'll box them into pies. You know, something nice like that. Wouldn't go astray if you win the 25 Gs. This stadium is traumatic, said David Coughlin. It's actually an incredible ground. I've been there twice. Once for an AJ fight, and once for once I was over in London for an event, and we had a spare night, and Spurs were playing. I think I'm playing Blackburn or Middlesbrough or something in a cup game, so a replay. So we went to that because we got tickets for like 25 quid or something. Incredible stadium. It really is. Red Dwarf, boss. Loved Red Dwarf as well. Loved Red Dwarf. Craig Charles, brilliant. I flew over going to Heathrow. It looked ace. Honestly, it's super impressive. It's got a bar that runs the whole width of the pitch from one side to the other. I think it's the longest bar in Europe or something like that. It really is just a magnificent stadium, outside and inside. And even when we were there, you could get like a pie and a pint, and I think it was like 8 quid or 9 quid at the time for a pie and a pint. Right, folks, really quickly, let's run through the 11s for you before we get underway. We'll start off with the home side. It's Vicario in goal, then Podro, Romero, Van de Ven and Spence making up the back four. Rodrigo, Bentancur and Archie Gray. Then it's Kudus, Bergval and Simons with Colin Moani up top. For Liverpool, Alisson Becker in goal, Conor Bradley at right back, Milos Kerkez at left back, centre-back pairing of your captain Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahim Kanade, Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis McAllister in midfield with Curtis Jones, Wirtz and Szoboszlai all in behind Mr. Hugo Ekitike. Your Liverpool bench today is as follows: Isak, Chiesa, Mamadashvili, Robbo, Frimpong, Leone, Ramsey, Engamoa and Lucky. For Spurs, Dragusin, Danso, Palhinha, Richarlison, Tell, Johnson, Odegaard, Kinski and Davies. That's their bench. Remember, on VAR today, Stuart Atwell. So when you hear me swearing about the VAR at some point, remember that. And Brian's dropped in and gifted 50 memberships as well. Absolutely incredible. What did you think of AJ and Paul? What a mess. Like you've said, mate, I think Jake Paul showed genuine courage to keep getting back up. But, you know, I felt like AJ, despite what anybody else might say, it's embarrassing that he didn't do that inside 3 rounds. But look, it was what it was, and I'm glad everybody went home safe. Also, while I have everybody here, don't forget, if you look in the description of this stream, you will see a link to the GoFundMe. We're raising money for Adam Duffy to send him over to represent Ireland at the European Mixed Martial Arts Championship. He's already a defending European champion, World Cup or World Championship runner-up, multiple-time national champion. If you can, instead of sending a super chat, do make a small donation to Adam's GoFundMe. You can see the link in the description. Right, let's get ready. Spurs to kick off, and we're underway We're underway. They go back to Vicario and he launches the ball out long towards Liverpool's right back position. Curtis Jones hooks it forward. And thank you again, Brian, for the 50 gifted memberships, mate. Very, very kind. I'll sync up for everybody at 1 minute. Spurs in possession with Porro. Switch it out to the far side of the pitch where Conor Bradley watches it bounce and has a little look ahead of him. Flicks it forward. Bentancur lets it go back to Mickey van de Ven. Liverpool have pinched it in the middle of the park. Wirtz now. He drops his shoulder, turns back inside. Little 1-2 with Dominic Szoboszlai. Nothing on, so he goes back to Dom and his pass to Bradley's a little bit behind him. Right, folks, we're coming towards 1 minute now. So, we are at 1 minute and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Jones on the far side of the pitch. Virgil. And by the way, I can see the leaderboard as well for the big up prediction, so I'll be keeping an eye on who's doing what. Kirkes now down the left hand side with an attack cross in, hooked away by the Spurs defence, only as far as Wirtz. He heads it down, but Liverpool can't keep it in on the far side and the ball goes out for a throw-in. Score prediction. I'm going to stick with my 2-1, mate. Yeah, I'm going to stick with my 2-1 that I went with all week. So, yeah, 2-1 for me for the Reds. So now back with Vicario. He plays it through the middle to Bergvall. Under pressure from Wirtz. Kirkes steps in and wins it to Jones. Jones tries to go over the top to McAllister. Spurs have it back in midfield though. And they go all the way back to Vicario. Here comes Jones with the press. Still trying to look at exactly how the Reds are setting up here, by the way, folks. Kanade. He heads it forward to Ekitike, who's in the right channel here. No support with him. Jed Spence comes in, takes it off him. Referee again ignoring a head injury by allowing play to go on. Not like you do your fucking job, John Brooks. Any chance you can do your fucking job, mate? Oh yeah, that's it. Wait, yeah, it's a head injury when the Spurs attack breaks down, you absolute snidey arsehole. Shenanigans again. Look, see this? This is what winds me up. So Ekitike goes down. Now look, there's nothing sinister about it. It's a flailing arm to the face. But he goes down and John Brooks looks back twice. Doesn't give a shit until the Spurs attack breaks down. And then all of a sudden it's a head injury. That winds me up. I hope you understand where I'm coming from on that, because that winds me up. Because it's very clear that he went down holding his face. So if you're going to stop the game, you stop it immediately. You don't wait to see if Spurs can do something with their attack. And then when we have possession, stop the game. John Brooks, again, PGA Miles' finest out there. Right, drop ball, back to Liverpool. Alisson, pressure comes on him, and he goes out to Milos Kerkez, who takes a touch but knocks it straight into the path of a Spurs player. Spurs now down the attack, right hand side. Kudus, Simons, ball into the penalty area. Ricochets. Strike and Liverpool get a block in. I think it dropped to Kolo Muani, and when he hit this I thought the net was about to bulge. So cross comes in. Bradley kind of makes a mess of it, then turns around and gets a block in from Rando Kolo Muani's strike. which was headed goalwards, but Conor Bradley recovered from the situation and got a block in. Canado wins the header. Second ball drops. Simons. He gives it away to Bradley. The ball then goes out off a couple of Spurs players. It's a Liverpool throw in near side. Sham said, biggest Liverpool channel. Yes, sir. Viewing wise, yes, by a long way, my man. But that's again thanks to our amazing support that you guys give us. Hopefully one day we become the first Liverpool channel to get to 1 million subscribers. And you can help us out in that journey, folks, by hitting that subscribe button. Ball breaks forward. Romero puts his boot through it again. Launches it long. Bounces and goes behind for our Liverpool goal kick. Busy Media said no one even comes close. Appreciate you, my man. Thank you. Bradley now cuts in field, plays the ball forward looking for Ekitike, but again Spurs nip in and win it. Just as I say that though, Ryan Gravenberch steps in and rescues the situation for the Reds. Soboslai back to Ibu, across to Virgil. Virgil out left side to Milos Kerkez, but again back to Virgil van Dijk. Liz, thank you so much for gifting that membership. It's gone to Christian. Thank you, Liz. Have I been to a pub? I mean, yes, mate. Of course I've been to a pub. I told you earlier when I was a DJ for a start, so... But yes, mate. Not in this town, though. I don't think I've ever gone drinking in the town I live in the 14 years I've lived here. Actually, I tell you a lie. I went to a birthday party once about 9 years ago. That was in a pub. Cross in from Kerkez. It's defended. Ball's back, though. Virgil has it. Right, somebody give him an option. Gravenberch. Oh, good ball in over the top, looking for Ekitike. I mean, he's dragged to ground, gets back up, and then Spurs have dispossessed them, but I'd like to see a replay of that situation with Romero. Let's have a look at this. Ibu plays a nice ball into the channel. Ekitike takes a first touch. Nah, there's nothing in that. Just two of them coming together. Probably should have done better when he regathered the ball, though. LFC Gamer Vlog said, every time I'm Liverpool on Sky Sports, I always mute the TV and listen to you, Craig. Can't stand those Muppets slag us off at any given opportunity and give head to whoever we're playing against. Oh, ball played in again, looking for Ekitike. Oh, Vicario comes out and smothers it. Thank you for that, my man. I really do appreciate it. I've always found that they're very excitable when a team against us scores as well. Poseidon 2 said, you say you're a bit of a homebird, Craig. What's your ideal perfect day with the family? Probably spend a little bit of time in the back garden, getting some air, drinking some coffee, watching the world go by, listening to a podcast and chatting with the wife for an hour or two. Then we usually go to one of the, for a perfect day, a nice day out, would go out, but we go to one of the local hotels for dinner. Usually over to the Ashdown Park Hotel here in Gorey for a nice dinner. Then we come back and we probably watch a movie or something together as a family, and then partake in some herbal infusion in the evening to wind down and watch some Netflix or something. Yeah, I'm a pretty straightforward, simple dude. Mary said, Mark, he can't ask to get somebody banned because they have a British flag. Yeah, nobody getting banned for having a flag. That's silly. People have every right in their bios or whatever to have any nationality of any flag that they want to be patriotic about. Absolutely fine on that one. Virgil, Curtis. Ball into the right channel to Bradley. Bradley fires in a low cross, takes a couple of ricochets. Kirkes keeps it in on the far side, but he fires in a terrible low cross and it's easily dealt with by the Spurs defence. McAllister then gets fouled over there. Sometimes, when you watch a footballer let the ball bounce and you think that's going to cause you trouble, mate. That was one of those situations there. McAllister let it bounce a couple of times and he was never winning the duel, but thankfully for us, he got fouled. Right, free kick here. Wide left position for the Reds. It's obviously way too far out for a shot, but a really good area for delivery here from Dom. Spurs holding a defensive line on the edge of their 18-yard box. Szoboszlai gives the signal for the delivery. Come on, Dom. Let's go. Ball in, it's deep. Virgil header. Oh, straight at the keeper. Good delivery. Verge probably feel like he could have done a bit better with that. And now Liverpool get another free kick in an almost identical position. So Verge and Ibu don't even have to jog back now because we got a free kick pretty much right back where the other one was. I think, yeah, Van de Ven kind of leaned into Van Dijk, which probably limited Van Dijk's ability to direct a header. But we'll get a second go at it now. Again, almost identical position. Szoboszlai over it. This time Spurs are defending it a lot deeper. They're holding the line on their 6-yard box. Delivery in from Dom is a low one and a poor one. And it's pretty much cleared at the near post. Spurs now countering down the right side with Mo Kudus. He switches infield. Bentancur has it. He goes out to Jed Spence. Liverpool have got plenty of bodies back. Jed Spence keeps possession. Goes across to Christian Romero. If there's one frustration I do have with some of Dom's deliveries, it's too many of them don't be first men. When he tries these lower deliveries or a near post delivery, they never work out. They always hit the first man. Romero again now in possession. But look how deep Liverpool are dropping off here. They're allowing Romero to run halfway inside their half before anybody engages him. Kolomoani now. Again, he works out to Kudus, right side. Cross in, header, goal kick. I don't like it. Again, I don't like how far we're dropping off players before we engage them. Johnny Carr, you do not use that language to describe anybody on our channel, mate. The term that you've used is a disrespectful one, so consider that warning one. I know Liz did remove your comment, but she kindly didn't ban you. So please don't use that word again, mate. Right, throw into the Reds, far side of the pitch. Uh, Walt said, can't watch this one, Craig. How have we started? It's been a fairly competitive start. I wouldn't say either team really dominating, yeah, but it's been a competitive start. Spurs definitely starting with a quick tempo, and we're settling into the game. But we have, with some long balls, created a little bit. And here on another one of those, I've cursed us, mate. I've cursed us because Dom's ball was under hit, and now Spurs again are trying to counter. But yeah, we've had success with going direct early in this one. Romero to Simons. Good ball into the channel now to Benton Kerr. Back out to Mohamed Kudus. Cross in. Colin Moani heads it down. Benton Kerr slices his strike. Jed Spence scurries across and he'll keep it in on the near side. Again, he recycles it to Van de Ven. Back out to Jed Spence. Spurs committing lots of bodies forward when they're attacking, and they're creating some overloads that are giving them opportunities to get some crosses in. Look at it again. It winds me up the amount of times we stand off players. Romero there, we gave him a full 5-6 seconds without anyone near him to have a little look ahead of him before he decides what to do with the ball. So David's asked, what word did he use? Well, I'm not going to repeat the word, bro, am I? If I've, called somebody out for using it, I'm not going to repeat the word. So Slot and Sipka having a little conversation here on the sidelines. So what I'm not liking so far, if I'm being picky, is when we do get balls into the channel, we're asking Hugo to do it, or excuse me, in behind. We're asking Hugo to do a lot. Because the couple of times Canade or somebody else has gotten a ball into the channel or over the top to Hugo, he's been isolated. There's nobody close enough to him, which is why I keep saying about, in this system, I'd like to see the two strikers. Because no good Hugo Ekitike getting a ball and having 2 or 3 defenders closing in on him, having no support. So we need to make sure that we commit the runners in to get in and around him. Jed Spence now tries to take on Connor Bradley and fouls him. Well done, Connor Bradley again. Forest embarrassed this team and Liverpool can't even get opportunities. Fuck me, man. It's 18 minutes into the game. Shut the fuck up, honestly. You're an idiot. Just go away. Just I-banned him. I'm fucking sick of it. Just stop. Like, are you fucking 5? That's not how football works. You might as well have said my dad's bigger than your dad, because that's the level of stupidity we're dealing with. My God. Do you know what Forest didn't do that we did? Win the fucking league last year. So sick of these negative fuckers who have nothing positive to add. Shock, mate. We're not 5-0 up after 19 minutes. Let's fire everyone. Stevie G said Slot plays more boring football than Arteta. Now that I don't solely disagree with. I'm not enamored with the style of football we play, mate. And I think you're not on your own there. It isn't the most easing or pleasing on the eye. I'll give you that, bro. And like I said, I still think we're doing Hugo an injustice here by not having anybody up and around him. Johnny Carr, where are you, mate? Johnny said, I want to apologise for the word I used before. I'm old school. I didn't realise it was offensive, but now I do. Mate, we live and learn. Johnny, mate, we live and learn. And I respect you, sir. And I respect your humility. And I respect your apology. Means a lot to me, bro. Thank you. And welcome back. I get in trouble for it myself, mate, with my own daughter on occasions. You know, I'd say something that she wouldn't be used to hearing or something. Not in a racist term, but you know what I mean. I'd say something like yourself, a bit old school. Blizzard said, strange game so far, Craig, up the Reds. Oh, ball into the channel. Looking for Gravenberg. Mickey van de Ven comes across and defends it. Almost a quarter of the way through this one. Still Spurs 0, Liverpool 0. Do you know what's great about Adidas? Well, one of the many things, lads, that's great about Adidas is how nice is it to see the return of the long shirts? You know? The likes of Maka, Salah, Wirtz, they all look absolutely class in the long sleeve jerseys. Like, I'm so glad that was one of the things that did come back when Adidas came in. Right, corner here to the Reds. Bradley played across, blocked by Jed Spence, and Liverpool have a corner now on the near side of the pitch. Maka with the corner. Good ball in, flicked on by Wirtz at the near post, but Spurs defended it well, and now they've pickpocketed Liverpool, and they're trying to counter Bergvall. Reds need to get bodies back, which they are doing. And Spurs make a mess of it, go over the top, hitting it too long, and it goes through for Liverpool goal kick. So that dickhead has tried to throw racist comments, and now he's tried to put in a fake score. So off you pop, bro. Bradley not playing well. And how's that exactly? How's he not playing well? Again, I'm not trying to say he is or isn't, but you said bluntly he's not playing well. I don't get where that's coming from. He's got a couple of blocks in down his side. Didn't deal with one cross in aerially, but did get the second block in. I tell you what, who has impressed me early doors here, and it's Canade with his passing. There's been a couple of balls from Ibu that I've really liked early doors here. He's found some good balls into the right channel to give Ekitike space. Vicario there makes a mess of that clearance and it goes out for Liverpool throwing on the far side. Why did we sign Frimpong if he's doing nothing? Because he's been injured, mate. You know, Frimpong's been out injured for the last 4 to 6 weeks, I think. So, you know, he's only been back training fully in the last few days. So he's never really going to be, not just him, but anybody wouldn't be coming back in to start after that long out. I'd almost be certain we'll see Frimpong get 15-20 maybe at the end of this one. When evil follows. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate your kind words. Yeah, I'm kind of with FC Pitside as well. 1 week for this performance. It's not exactly blown the world away, is it? Is anybody else getting the feeling this is another formational setup that the players are figuring out on the job? I just can't get away from the fact that Hugo's just too isolated. Sorry, I didn't mean to say he was playing poorly. I just meant he has to find the rhythm of the game. I mean, that's fair enough, mate. I think he's not on his own out there. Um, Shot from distance from Spurs from Kudus that's blocked. Gets back to Jed Spence. Spurs seem like they're finding pockets of space to play their way through us, which doesn't give me a lot of encouragement. It almost seems like, again, too easy to play through the lines. Moani, header, straight at Alisson. That could have easily been 1-0 down. Just a very poor header. Spurs work it into a wide position, put in a high, deep cross. Second ball comes across, and Kolo Moani's just a weak header. It's just a weak header there from Kolo Moani, who just nods it down into the ground straight towards Alisson. Simons again now. Switches it up again. Look at the space. So whatever it is that Slot wants to do, I'm still confused, folks, because remember a lot of the conversation in the summer was that he wanted to be a team that dominated possession and outscored teams. Well, where's that? Because Spurs are the ones really controlling the tempo of this game, and it feels like we're almost sitting to play counter-attack. And this is, again, one of the reasons why I'm so frustrated with Arna, is because you don't know what the fuck to expect from 1 week to the next. It's just too many times. Look at that again. Work some space down the left side and then go backwards again and let Spurs get back in. Here we are again, another one on the left side. Jones, Wirtz again, we're forced backwards. Canade to Bradley. Back to Soboslai. Again, forced backwards. Virgil out left side to Milos Kerkez. Checks back in. Again, forced backwards. Gravenberch. Canade. Sideways again to Gravenberch. Ball through the lines, looking for a bit of space. Spurs intercept it. Now they're countering. Thankfully for us, it's a misplaced pass. Everything we do is just not quick enough. And there isn't enough commitment to getting forward. It's no good moving the ball slowly, looking for space that won't be there between the lines, and then thinking that Spurs are suddenly going to forget their shape. It just needs to be moved so much more quickly. Canade to Virgil. Nothing on, so he goes back to the keeper, and then he's cleared out late on the ball. Yellow card now coming from John Brooks for Xavi Simons for the foul on Virgil. Relax, people. It's the 23rd minute. The real Johnny Sin said, it seems like Arna is content for a draw today. So for me, mate, what really winds me up is, like somebody said a second ago, we're a week between games now. And this is again us. It's just so slow, so slow. It's more hopeful football. They're checking this for a potential red because it's studs rake down the back of the ankle. Or the back of the Achilles, excuse me. Still ongoing check, by the way. Ref's going to have a look at this, so obviously they think this could be a red card, folks. Ref's going over to the monitor. If you're a Spurs fan, right, whatever happens here, the absolute stupidity of Xavi Simons. I mean, he made no attempt to play the ball. Let's say that for a start. Absolutely no attempt at the ball whatsoever. It wasn't even in the fucking postcode of the football. It's just such a stupid challenge from Simons. It's just stupid. Nothing else. I don't know what else to say except it's stupid. So he's sent off. Red card. Simons gone. Xavi Simons gone. VAR. Stuart Atwell asked the referee to have a look. John Brooks went to the monitor, had a look, and he's upgraded the yellow card to a red card. Xavi Simons sent off. And look, whatever you think about this, it's the stupidity of it that baffles me. It's just such a stupidly needless challenge in any way, shape, or form. And then he gets himself sent off for it. And I don't know why he's putting his hands in the air. He's just a brain dead idiot. It's just a stupid challenge. So Simon's gone. Spurs down to 10. Now, Arna really has to get the finger out and put the pressure on. Whitehammer said, biggest problem is no style. We've no idea. Brian Smith said, tactics are completely different than the Brighton game. We're one away from home, but Slot can't keep messing with the formation. Craig, Liverpool fans tuning in from Canada. I wish you all a Merry Christmas. I appreciate the channel very much. Go Reds. Thank you, man. Thank you, Marilyn. Appreciate that. A Merry Christmas to you and your family as well over in Canada. So now, another foul there. This time it's Christian Romero who stands on the foot of Milos Kerkez. It's not Romero, excuse me, it's Kolo Muani. I see Romero walking away. I thought it was him that challenged. Lee Jericho said, Craig, sat watching with a Man United fan and we're not helping ourselves from criticism. Tell Philo, my friend, his stadium's falling down. It is falling down, to be fair. And I'll tell you what else I'll say, Lee, sorry. To the United fans singing Feed the Scousers, let them know it's Christmas time. Please don't from your kitchens at Old Trafford, because I don't want anybody going down from the mouse droppings into the undercooked chicken. Craig, did you notice that the ref went over this time and the tackle was played full time, yet when it's just met with a freeze frame? Wayne, I absolutely noticed that. I was going to say it, Wayne, during my comms of it, but I wanted to see how it played out, because you're right. Most of the time, the ref will go over and it's freeze framed at the worst moment of the tackle, but that time they played at full speed. But at least we did get the right decision. And I think Spurs are ready to lose their heads here for what it's worth. Kudus has won the ball back now. Spurs on the attack. Ball in. It's blocked. Gravenberch is out there with them. Liverpool have it back now with Wirtz to Jones. Challenge comes in on him. Liverpool throw in. move 2 steps forwards, go backwards, move sideways. We've gone from heavy metal football to a $1 tavern music band. I don't like the style, my friend, either. I don't. It is dull and boring. But now we've no excuse. Now we're against 10, and Arna can't trot out the old it's tough against 10 bollocks. He's got to find a way now. And he should be getting Isak off the bench, in my opinion, here to even pen Spurs in some more, to give them even more to think about. They're an attacker down. So for me now, get Isak on soon and really ramp up the pressure here. How much is the fish? Said Craig, judging by the chat, we've been dire. In other news, and on a good note, my interview went well. Scary, but well. Thank you, bro. Saved there, by the way. Liverpool had a strike saved by Vicario down to his left-hand side. I'll talk you through it now. Ball comes in from Ryan Gravenberch. Slips it in to Wirtz. Wirtz has a strike. It's a side foot or low to the keeper's left side. He gets down and palms it away. Simons again, or excuse me, not Simons. Wirtz. Ball slipped in. Oh, unlucky. Unlucky. Good bet. Come on, boys. Wirtz feels like he's up for this one. He's starting to take up nice little pockets of space and move the ball quicker. There was a little give and go with Kirkes. Gets to the byline, pulls it back to Ekitike, takes a couple of ricochets, goes off Ekitike then, and goes behind for a goal kick. But again, starting to move it a bit quicker now. What did Simons do to get a red? So he raked his feet down the back of Virgil's Achilles/ankle in such a stupid challenge as well, because he was nowhere. He didn't even play the ball. Didn't even look to play the ball. Virgil was playing it back to the keeper, and he just put in such a stupid challenge. Do you know what, though? I warned... Oh. Well done, Ali. Well done, Ali, again. Whew. Spurs nearly got in behind there with Kolo Muani, but Alisson came out and smothered it and then got a tackle in as well. Liverpool moving out left side. Yeah, so I was worried about Stuart Atwell on VAR, but obviously after last week's kick to the chest, they're obviously reminded to do their feckin' job. So at least Stuart Atwell did send Brooks to the monitor. Bradley now. Back to Canade. 38 minutes on the clock. Gravenberch. Wirtz. Jones. Back to Gravenberch. Cross in. Cleared away. Ben Jacobs just sent this. Breaking. Manchester United, Manchester City are the two front runners to sign Antoine Semenyo from Ben Jacobs. And like I mentioned, we will have a news video coming out late tonight as well, but we'll talk about that on the podcast as well with Connor and Chris later on. Well done, Alisson there. Not only did he make the save, as I said, but he got up and then made a challenge on Kudos. Right, 6 minutes to go in the first half, plus whatever the stoppage time is. Still scoreless. Spurs down to 10 men if you've just joined us. Xavi Simon's red card was upgraded from an initial yellow. Jones, the Kirkes. Why isn't he attacking the space? Did you see that? Look at that again. Rewind that back if you're watching it. Kirkes receives the ball, and what I want him to do is take his man on and attack down the left side where the space is, but he checks back again and slows down the attack. Now, take it to the byline. Take it on. No, check back inside again. Fuck's sake. Wirtz, he slips it into Kirkes. His ball across his blocked Liverpool corner. That's a couple of times Kirkes, in my opinion, could have run at his man. Liverbird Army said, just tuned in, what's happened with the red card? It was a silly challenge from Steemons on Van Dijk. And it was upgraded from a yellow to a red because he raked his studs down the back of Van Dijk's heel. Right, corner in. Decent delivery. Vicario comes and gets a strong hand on it. Spurs now look at the counter with Kudus. They've got space to the right, which they switch it. They've switched it into the right channel here now, which is being kept in play. Cross drived in low. Oh my God, we're so lucky again. Lads, our defence is shockingly bad. Shockingly bad. Only for Jed Spence kind of missed time this, we could have been in trouble. Spurs counter. There's a ball into the right channel. Nobody's there. Ball's flashed across goal and Jed Spence takes a swing at it with his right boot. If he makes a connection, gets it on target, we're in trouble. That's, again, just way too easy. McAllister to Jones. Out to Bradley. Back into Jones, who tries a dummy, but there was a Spurs player behind him. Bradley wins it back, plays it to Jones. Jones low cross. Again, defended by Spurs, and it's a corner. Romero giving a Billy Big Bollocks there in the penalty area again. Hold me back, hold me back. Liverpool got quick with the corner. Szoboszlai is cleared away by Spurs. Drops to Wirtz. Back to Kirkes. Back out to Florian Wirtz. Back to Kirkes. Back out to Florian Wirtz. Wirtz. Oh, geez, low ball driven in by Ekitike, and again Spurs are looking to play out. Look at the space again. One fucking ball. Well done, Bradley. Well done, Bradley, getting across and covering Kirk's side. Again, one ball and we're opened up. And only for Bradley gets that sliding challenge in. If that ball gets past Bradley, we're in trouble because Spurs had a player ahead of our players. I think Kirkes would have been so good with Klopp. I agree. Spurs again move it out wide, right side, but offside flag goes up, free kick Liverpool. Look at this again, right? Who's the runner Spurs have? It's Kolo Muani, bottom of the screen. Look, if Bergveld gets that ball played across, Kolo Muani has a one-on-one with the keeper, but Bradley went across and got the block in. Well done, Conor Bradley. And it's moments like that that I keep supporting Bradley for. Because the kid defends with heart. Virgil. Pings one out left side to Kirkes. Kirkes chests it down, then falls to the ground and loses the ball to Kudus. Kudus, ball inside. Liverpool win it back. Curtis Jones. Wirtz. Szoboszlai. Wirtz. Out to Bradley. It's all too narrow. Look at the... It's all too narrow. Jed Spence on the attack now. He cuts inside. Goes to the ground looking for a penalty. Referee says nothing doing, play on. Bradley was way too narrow there again. Like, if you're playing against 10 men, make the fucking pitch wide. Give yourselves the space to operate in. Wirtz switches one across to Ugo Ekitike. Just put the ball out then. So Bradley's down. Bradley's down. I think it's just a collision and the way he was landed on. I think. The last thing we need is Bradley picking up another injury. Scratch and Claimer said, I think we're the ones playing with 10 men. The real Johnny Sin said, it surely Slot's instructions at this point to check back in and play it safe. He's set up for a draw today against Spurs, who are awful at home. Colin Flores says, we return to our horrid slow build-up. Why? I don't know the answer to that one, my friend. I don't, but I do know it's frustrating as hell. Three-striped Liverbird said, this version of Maka is slow and just not the same player. He needs to earn a spot, in my opinion. But he wouldn't have been in the team, in my opinion. And I got called, believe it or not, I swear to God I'm not joking. Somebody called me a Maka hater in the comments. And I couldn't be further from that. I have an Alexis McAllister signed Argentina shirt that will be taking pride of place in my house when I get the chance to hang them all up when I move all the Liverpool stuff into the office. I love him, but you're not wrong. He's been nowhere near good enough this season. Owen Mulhern said it feels like we got the red card. Absolutely shocking half. Yep, and now it looks like we're about to lose Bradley to another injury. I hope he can play on, but he's gingerly walking off. And this is going to be Conor Bradley's big problem, isn't it? He just can't stay fit. Right, drop ball. We're back underway. 3 minutes added on. There'll be a bit more than that, obviously. Virgil. Interesting decision now. If if Bradley comes off, what he does he go for a natural right back in Kirkes? Or does he make a double change? Bring Robbo on, almost go to a back three, bring Isak on to play up top. Let's see how bold he is. We are against 10 men. I think Bradley's coming back on. Yeah, Bradley's back on the pitch, which is good news. Let's see if he can see it out. But he's back on. He's in possession now, right side. Let's keep an eye on his movement here for a minute. McAllister. Ekitike tries a flick. Doesn't come off. Again, he's just too isolated up there. There's nobody in and around him. Bradley still doesn't look 100% comfortable to me. Throw into Liverpool. Yeah. I can't see Bradley lasting this. He still looks like he's hobbling. I think you're going to see him off at half time, folks. You can see it in his gait as he runs. He's still not feeling right. Jones. Ekitike back to Jones. Tries the through ball to McAllister, but it was never really on. There was never any space for it. Whitehammer said, honestly, Bradley and Frimpong are matchstick men. Another ball hit down the line. Goes out. Liverpool throw in far side. Go along with it if we can, boys. I know we've no Joe Gomez, do we? So who can take a long throw in? It's alright. Kirkes throws it back to Jones. Jones into McAllister. He tries a shot. Ricochets. Bounces out. And it'll be a Liverpool corner to end the first half. Watching with my new baby girl born on Wednesday and already watching her LFC or already wearing her LFC onesie. That is so cool, dude. Much love to you and congratulations on the birth of your beautiful baby daughter. I'm well in on getting the onesie in straight away as well, my friend. Proud of you. Right, here we go. Corner, last piece of the first half. Soboslai delivery in. It's a good one. Ball's flicked through. Strike by Wirtz, blocked. Bentancur He clears his lines. Bergval, he's fouled. And that is that, I believe, for the first half, ladies and gents. Yes, it is. A half-time it is. Liverpool 0, Spurs 0. And another unconvincing Liverpool display, despite Spurs being out to 10 men for quite a big chunk of that first half. Just want to give you some love. Merry Christmas. Thank you, my friend, and Merry Christmas to you as well. I really do appreciate your kindness. Julio said, "Hey Craig, do you think Slot doesn't play Chiesa because he's more direct? So Slot clearly likes the boring side, the side BS. I just think he doesn't play Chiesa because he doesn't want Chiesa at the club. And I can't think of any other reason, mate. It's disgusting, it's frustrating, it isn't good enough, and it's wasteful. It's wasting another option that he has. And it frustrates me. Right, so, ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing? So, I'm having a look at some of my picks as well at halftime. And I haven't seen a Hugo goal or a Wirtz assist or a goal yet. Richarlison not to score. That's okay. But over 2.5 goals looks like the thing that's going to be letting me down on this one with the big up prediction. If any of you are having joy in the big up prediction so far, do let me know. But look, I'm not happy with that first half one bit. Not at all happy. It feels like, one, Ekitike is too isolated and nobody's getting in and around him. But you know what? If we don't win this game, if I hear the words low block or it's tough to play against 10 men or any other absolute bollocks coming out of the mouth of the manager, I'm going to smash something. Because we have every chance now to let the reins off and really have a go. Get Isak on the pitch. You can sacrifice a defender if needs be at this point. We've got to force the issue now. We just have to. Jerome, thank you, mate. What's the plan? Slots LFC is dire. Bored to tears, said the truckers iRadio. Mate, the plan, your guess is as good as mine on the plan. And I'm not trying to be a smart arse. I haven't got a Scooby-Doo what his plan is again. But would you give me a thumbs up or thumbs down on this? Actually, do you know what? I think we can get a poll going. Bear with me. Right, simple question. Do you agree this is boring shite? Yes or no? Because I'm frustrated as hell, lads. I am. You know, I don't know what he's trying to do. I can't figure it out. It still feels like just keep moving the ball around and hope for a moment. And that's what it feels like, hoping for a moment. Not forcing a moment, hoping for a moment. And I don't like it. And it isn't acceptable. We won the league last year with boring. Relax. Fuck you. I don't have to relax, mate. We won the league last year, great. But last year's last year. And this year's this year. And we've had a week to prepare for this. A week. So, yeah. I don't want to relax. I want to see my team take the initiative. And last year's last year. Doesn't matter. You have a week to prepare for this. A week to work it out. A week to come up with a plan. And it seems like the plan is the old reliable of move it slowly side to side and hope for the best. We're so isolated when we attack. Like, there's nobody near Ekitike. It's slot ball. It's absolutely disgusting. It's a busy media. Too many players in midfield. Said Bakary Sonko. Need some energy from the bench. Get Isak, Fede, Frimpong if Bradley's not feeling good. Last year wasn't boring. Some of it was. But these people who talk about last year still forget to mention that we were dire from March onwards. And we lost the cup final. And we went out of the early round of the Champions League. We lost to Plymouth. They forget all of the negative stuff and only zone in on the league win, which was great, but it was last year. Matt Denny said, no Salah, no Gakpo, but we're still shy. It's slot. Skater Hardy said, not even convinced we would top the Walking Football League under Slot. His tactics are shite, not seeing enough to warrant him staying. Dewan Woodman said, we have the opportunities to counter and then don't. Yes, that. And compare that with Spurs, even with 10 men. When they got the opportunity to counter, you see bodies tearing forward. 3-4 times in that half, mate, I'd seen Kirkes with space to run into down the left. One man ahead of him, take him on. Do something, draw a foul. But no, check back inside, go back. Check back inside, go back. It's cowardly football. That's what it is. It's cowardly football. I don't want to take risks that might lead to a mistake, so I'm going to be overly cautious and hope we find a moment. And I would brand that cowardly football. That's my opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but it's what I call it. Lee said, Craig, my missus wants to know, how do you last so long without a pee break? I really don't know. Like I can do a flight for 6-7 hours without having to go for a pee. But then when I stand up, I'll have to go straight away. So I think in the 8-9 years I've been doing this, I've maybe taken 4 toilet breaks. This has got Man U versus Everton written all over it, and I hope it hasn't, bro. Oh, God. Please don't even put the idea of us losing this in my head. It can't be possible, surely. Had a week off. Where's the urgency? Where's the desire? Does he know we have the extra man? Said AMC. I agree with you. A week off, and again, I'm not seeing enough of the aggression, energy level, or dare I say arrogance, mate. You know, we're the league champions. Where's our swagger? Bradley, better than Frimpong, but we need more. Said reclining hairline. Trent Shelton said, I'm a Chelsea fan, but a poor performing Liverpool side feels so weird, especially with the quality at hand. You're not on your own, my friend. Many of us Liverpool fans have been posing that same question to ourselves. How? You know? You know the way we often joke as football fans and say, yeah, sure, I do a better job or you do a better job. I dare say many of us would be able to at least get this team set up with a more attack-minded mentality. Cheers from Osaka, Craig. Surely Chiesa and Isak change the game if they come on. We're just going through the motions. Unbelievable stuff. Well, let's look at our bench, right? These are the options available to the manager right now. Isak, Chiesa, Robbo, Frimpong, Nioni, Ramsey, Ngamoa, Lucky. You're telling me there isn't a space now to bring on Rio and have a run at them? Like, they're down to 10. We can afford a bit of a luxury player. This, to me, is a perfect chance to get Rio on the pitch and get him running at fullbacks and get him running at defenders, drawing fouls, trying to maybe force a penalty, doing something proactive. Also, you know, you could say the same for Fede Chiesa. But for me, I want Isak on beside Ekatike, and I want runners in and around them when the ball gets up to them. Where am I at? This one. Paul said, was expecting a goal fest today, maybe in the second half. I feel like Jerome said, it's like a relationship, you know, is done. Yep, but you're just waiting and waiting. Because that's what this feels like to me. It's like we're threading water as Liverpool fans until, the next unfortunate loss comes along. But with 45 minutes with an extra man, surely the initiative has to shift. Surely he has to tinker things around at half-time, because he knows that he can afford to drop a bit of space somewhere defensively to create a bit more attack. But he also needs to make the pitch wide. How many times did Bradley receive the ball 15 yards in from the touchline? You need to use every inch of the width of the pitch to create space for runners in underlapping runs as well, because nobody's overlapping around Bradley. Gaming Kid said, "This is slot ball, get him out, he's rubbish." Isak will come on and score, said Zach Young. 2 shots on target, pathetic, what are we doing? Craig, LFC and Domino's, what an evening. Nice, Finley, nice. It must be nice to be able to afford the Domino's, bro. I'm just a mere poor YouTuber who can't afford Domino's prices. I'm not even joking, they're actually scandalous over here. Julio Caesar said, "We've been slowing down our counter-attacking opportunities all season. It's too safe. It's slot ball." Yep, I agree. We have. You're right. And then we don't commit enough when we do. We're a second half team, said Jerome Reedy. Craig, I love the content, but not the footy. Again, thank you. And look, I'm not enjoying the style of football too much either, but all I'll say is 45 minutes, and a win is a win is a win. So if we win, happy days. But stylistically, setup-wise, tactically, I'm still not feeling it. Slow, controlled football is slot ball. It's the worst football I've seen Liverpool play since Roy Hodgson days. Shite football whilst being shite at defending. Maka poor and Wirtz disappearing. So, right, slow, controlled football. That's very well and good, but we're not... and I know you're having a pop as well, so I'm not saying you're defending it. But we're doing nothing with the ball. And that's the frustrating part. Like, let's look at the first half. They've had more shots on goal than we have. Now, granted, they've only had 1 shot on target. We've had 2. But we've had 63% of the ball. We've had 1 less shot than they have. And we've had 7 more dangerous attacks and they've been down to 10 men. It's just not been, again, any way acceptable. Did I get a sunburn? And where would I get the sunburn from? The magic sun? I wish there was a bit of sun for me to get some sunburn, mate. Malty said, "Loading, low block excuse incoming." Yeah, he can feck off with his low block excuse. Wirtz is trying. He is, and he's taken up some good positions, but again, there's not enough in and around him. With everything I've heard about Slot's management out of games, I think the players are not fit enough. Since Slot came in, our players have been slowly losing their cardio. Constant Allen said they need to start doing shite in the second half. The game's pretty much over, mate. Wirtz has tried a few things, but that's the bare minimum. I don't even blame him. He's a good footballer. This style and tactics that make him look mediocre, said no lie Eli. Receding hairline said Frimpong would make use of the space wide. Take Maka off, put Chiesa on top. We need more attackers and less boring passes to the side. So, you know what? As much as I said at the very start of the game, Bradley's the guy at right back. With the way the situation has evolved and the way they're down to 10, I fully agree with what you've said there, receding hairline. I do think Frimpong would be that bit more polished attack-wise, and I can see 100% the sense of what you've said, and I echo it. I agree. And I'd also say, as much as we want Chiesa on, more likely to see Isak on, and he was warming up there at half-time. Joanne Baker, how are we, Joanne? Said, Craig, this manager has taken the excitement, enjoyment out of the game, in my opinion. Slot's delusional, said Clinton. Speaking of delusional, is there any chance we can try to push ourselves to get to 366,000 subscribers? We need 309 more, so if you haven't subscribed, folks, please do. Connor Bradley off, Isak on. I called that at the end of the first half, folks. I said I would take off the fullback if Bradley needs to come off and get on Isak, and that's what the manager's done. So we're underway already, by the way, with the second half. They've done us dirty there with Sky. They started the game while the comms were still on. So yeah, we're back underway second half now. And yeah, they've all done us dirty. I'm going to have to pause my clock for a couple of seconds because I am a couple of seconds ahead, so bear with me. What is that? 30. Right, there we go. Now I'm back in sync. Yeah, Sky were doing commentary and then all of a sudden they turned straight back to the game. So just in case you haven't seen it, it's Bradley off, Isak on, and we'll give you an update on the Bradley situation when we get it. We'll sync up for everybody here now at 46 minutes as well. Virgil, out left to Wirtz. Right, folks, we are at 46. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So 89% of you said that it is boring shite and agree with me on that one. Ekatike out wide right. Soboslai. Ekatike. Into Jones. Jones goes back out right side. Crossed in from Soboslai. Heads away by Van de Ven. Come on, Liverpool. Virgil. McAllister. Back to Virgil. And now all the way back to Alisson. Van Dijk to Jones. Jones to Wirtz. Slips it into Kirkes. Pulls it back. Oh, unlucky. Unlucky. You can see what he was trying to do there because Maka had pulled away to the penalty spot. Spurs player just got a foot in and blocked it, but that was better down the left side from Wirtz and Kirkes. Back to Jones again now. Slips a nice one in down the left side of the penalty area. Maka to Wirtz. Inside to Maka. Maka fires a shot, which he shouldn't have done because it was clear it was going nowhere. It was blocked. Liverpool keep it in with Florian Wirtz. Back to McAllister. McAllister across to Gravenberch. Much brighter start to the second half from Liverpool. Controlling everything since the game's restarted. Wirtz. Nothing on there. And then he plays a lazy pass which Kudus intercepts. Yeah, needs to be better in possession there, Flo. Virgil. Kudus. Liverpool have a back now with Virgil. Right, boys. Move it quicker, Virg. Quick, look, spread the ball out right. Quicker. He pings a diag. Ekatike gives chase. He's brushed off it, though. Got to be stronger than that, Hugo. Jed Spence just brushes him off it. Now Spence brings it away for Spurs. He's not got much support with him, so he's forced backwards. Come on, Liverpool. Vicario, he launches it long upfield. Szoboszlai passes the ball back then to Alisson. Alisson to Virgil. Wirtz. That's shocking again. Wirtz just gives away possession. Kudus. Come on, boys. Bentancur. He plays the ball into Bergvall, who makes a run. Bergvall now. Canado's out there with him. Goes back to Mohamed Kudus. Look at this again. Nobody with... Get out and fucking close him down, you lazy shits. They're just standing there looking at Kudus with the ball going, what's he going to do with it? Oh, look, the ball's moving. Just not getting stuck in, not doing anything. Just, again, passive. Wirtz now to Isak. Isak cuts inside, tries to thread the ball through, it's blocked. Kirkes steps in, puts it out, it'll be a Spurs throw in. If Slot comes out with third excuses, I'll lose it, said Russ Mays. Look, we need to focus on winning the game first. You know, I don't want excuses. I want to win. And there's enough time on the clock left to make that happen. How are they dreadful versus 10-man Spurs? Again, look at the Spurs shape. Loads of width. Look at the width. Look at how narrow Spurs are. Look at the width either side of Spurs, and we're not making the pitch big. Where the fuck's the person out in the way? Oh. Lads, this is going to do my bicky in. We've an extra man, and Spurs are giving us the wide areas, and we're doing nothing with them. Nothing. Nobody's out in them. Nobody's hugging the touchline. Nobody's trying to stretch that Spurs defence. Arne is going to be the death of me, lads, honestly. Jones. Again, tries a ball into Isak that was never there. Meanwhile, Kirkes was running into the space down the left. They just get their heads up. We don't even need to have wingers. Anybody, just hold width. Make the pitch big. There, look, Wirtz gets it. Nobody within 10 yards of him. The ball was there to Ekitike down the... Get your heads up! Wirtz had the ball, plays it to Kirkes. There was a simple little slide rule pass into Ekitike, left side of the penalty area, but nobody bothered looking. Wirtz now. Gravenberch. Jones. Again, nobody overlapping him. Szoboszlai with a deep cross. Ekitike with a swing and half a miss. Wirtz. Liverpool corner. We're not exploiting the space. It's so frustrating. Honestly, if I was coaching an under 15 or 14 kids team and we were this narrow and not using the space, I'd be losing me shit. Corner in deep. Macca heads it back. Jones, why take a touch, CJ? Hit it. Another ball back. Isak's gone down holding his left leg now. Lads, will somebody just get rid of Romero? My God. Yeah, there's a boot from Bentancur straight into the leg of Isak on the follow through. Three Strike Liferbird said, is there a formation out there, or is this old school yard ball? Look, I'm sure Arna has given them some instruction, but again, I keep seeing space that we're not exploiting, and I keep seeing isolated players that aren't having an option. Here's Wirtz, down to Kirkes, cross in, headed away. Wirtz has it back. Look at the state of that ball again, though. Wirtz keeps it in. Kirkes, Wirtz, better. Wirtz into the penalty area now. Rolls it across. We're dispossessed now. Spurs look to counter. Bergval, Kudus. Isak, here we go. Come on. Wirtz slips it into Isak. 1-0. Isak scores. Isak's, and now he's injured. Isak scored, makes it 1-0. But he's then gone down holding his leg straight away. I think it's the same when he got clattered on a minute ago. But it is 1-0 to Liverpool. Isak has opened scoring. So Spurs have possession. They play a ball. It ricochets off a Liverpool player. Isak then plays it out. Ball comes to Wirtz. Wirtz slips him in. And Isak buries it. Great finish from Isak. Lovely little assist from Wirtz. But Isak again. Van de Ven tries to block it. Catches Isak. Lovely first time finish. Let's just hope he's okay. Again, look at that. Good finish from Isak. Centre forward finish, that one. And Arna punches the air. Oh, well done, Arna. Well done, mate. You've scored a goal against 10-man Spurs. That came from a Spurs mistake, but Isak's still getting treatment. We just can't catch a break, can we? So we've scored and Isak's getting treatment still. And while that's happening, one of my predictions just came in there. I had Wirtz to have a goal or an assist in my predictions game. That's come in. Spurs making a change here as well as Brennan Johnson comes on. But Isak's still down getting treatment. Yeah, it was one of those awkward ones where Van de Ven's leg went over the top of the instep of Ekatika or of Isak. And he's going off hobbling with. We can't catch a break, nor can Isak. Frimpong's coming on to replace Isak. He looks to be in a fair amount of pain. And there's the substitution. Frimpong on to replace Isak. So Isak's lasted only 15 minutes, unfortunately, and now he's off with an injury. Got to feel for him. Got to feel for him. I just had an orgasm seeing Vert's assist, $250 won. Congratulations to you, Scratch and Claimers. Well done, my friend. Congrats. Just concerned now for Isak. So Frimpong was the change, by the way, for Isak, just underlying again his disdain for Federico Chiesa. James Hart said, remember, Craig, you said when we click, watch out. That's just such a happy, sad moment, though, isn't it? I mean, you get your Verts assist, you get a nice Isak goal, and then he has to go straight off with an injury. And knowing their luck, it ain't going to be a small one, is it? And look, there was nothing snidey or anything from what Van de Ven done. There was nothing dangerous or anything in it. It was a genuine attempt from Van de Ven to block the ball. And it's just no luck at all for Isak. Wirtz. Jones. Ball goes out, throw into Liverpool. That's not good for Isak there, said Leach. It's not, mate. No. Obviously, we don't want to throw out any hypotheticals or anything because we don't know what's going on, but I mean, so unfortunate for the man. He comes on, gets himself a goal within a few minutes as well, and now unfortunately gone off injured. If he didn't score, it should have been a red for Mickey. I honestly don't think Van de Ven did that wrong. I really don't. I think he made a genuine attempt to block the cross, and it was just an awkwardness of the way he landed on the instep of his foot, kind of like that, and twisted. Ekitike tries to slip it into Jones. Spurs managed to cut that out and are trying to play their way out. Brian said Frimpong all by himself on the right. And he just, Jesus Christ. Frimpong just knocks the ball straight out of play. Tries to run past the defender, but it knocked it 10 yards out of play. That there, though, folks, that substitution that Arno went with, in my opinion, should tell you everything you need to know about his treatment of Chiesa. Because it would have been a very natural fit to put Chiesa on to play alongside. But he didn't. He brought on a right wing back to replace Isak. That tells you everything you know about where his head's at with Chiesa. Spurs now on the attack. Kolomoani. His strike's deflected. It's hit the bar. Oh, fuck me. We're living on our nerves again. They've hit the bar. Looped up over Alisson with a deflection and rebounds off the bar. Now a Spurs strike from distance is saved by Alisson. Fuck me. Look at the state of this defending again. Oh, Jesus Christ. Kirkes gets the block in on the shot, but then loops up over Alisson. And everyone's holding their breath, and thankfully for us, it just drops off the crossbar and back into play. Frimpong now. Soboslai. Gravenberch, Ekitike, again, it's too intricate, and Spurs managed to clear it. Canade steps in to win it back. Kirkes, Florian Wirtz now. Down the line to Kirkes, you've got space. Good cross, unlucky. Spurs defended it better. Look at the bright side, Newcastle fans at least. Isak didn't score an own goal in the Tottenham derby. All joking aside, I hope the injury isn't too serious. So do I, mate. So do I. Ekitike now. Romero comes in, challenges him. Ball goes out, Liverpool throw in. Grizzly said, how can anyone say Flo is for sale? Every game he gets better and better. He will be better than De Bruyne. Gives me hope for Champions League. Look, I love Florian Wirtz, and I'm very excited that he is getting better bit by bit. There's also been a few bits to say he's put on muscle, not just him, but a few other players. 2-0. Oh. Ugo Ekitike. Oh. 2-0 to the Reds. Another header for Ekitike. That'll do. 2-0. Craig's predictions are coming up nicely so far. Ekitike to score. Check. Wirtz to have an assist or score. Check. Richarlison not to score. So far. Check. All I need here is one more goal in the game, and Craig's king of the predictions in week 1. Bow down. Bow down. Your prediction king has arrived. Look at that from Ekitike. Wants it more. Holds his leap. Frimpong with the assist as well. Checks back onto his left foot. Puts it in. And there he is. Oh. Ugo Ekitike. Oh. Look at that. Romero crying like a little bitch looking for a foul. No foul in that. That's just two people coming together and Ekitike wanting it more. Woo! Who doesn't love a bit of Hugo? I don't know. The ref's coming over here to give out to somebody. Romero gets a yellow. Somebody else on the Spurs bench, I think, is getting a yellow. And we're underway. 2-0 to Liverpool. Hugo Ekitike again. What a signing, lads. What a signing. And well done. Credit Frimpong as well. Couldn't get the cross on his right. Checked back onto his left. Got the cross in. Ekitike heads it in. There you go. Whoop whoop. Isn't life just better? Haven't had a proper whoo in a while, but there we go. Oh, a bit of Hugo. Hugo reminded us all it's Christmas time. Craig, commentator saying it was a foul. Commentators can suck my balls. Headed away by Van Dijk. Isak out for the season. He'll come good. We've no idea. Let's not try and second guess what's up with Isak. We don't know. Obviously we hope for the best. That's why we need Isak and Hugo to start together. More goal options. We should be playing Frimpong as a winger. I'd like to see Rio Engamoa get the last 20 minutes here, folks, now as well. Who's with me? This feels like a really good opportunity to get Rio on there for some valuable minutes against a tiring team where there's a bit more space out there. Virgil. Soboslai. Out to Frimpong. It's good to see someone actually holding width out there, which Frimpong has done since he's come on. Canade to Virgil. Wirtz. Jones. Maka. Free kick Liverpool. No, offside flag went up. Sorry, offside. Ref tried to play an advantage, then Liverpool were offside, so gives the free kick. Spurs about to make a double change here. Paulinho is one of the ones coming on. No denying Isak Eki combo makes us potent. I agree. He should now be playing Rio, said Stargirl. Thank you, my friend. So Archie Gray coming off as well here now. So it's Archie Gray and Lucas Bergvall off, Paulinho and Odegaard on for Spurs. For me, that Van de Ven challenge is more of a red than the Simons challenge. From my memory, and I've only seen a replay of it once, I felt like it was a genuine attempt to get a block in on the shot. Personally. And I feel like it was an unfortunate injury. But, like I said, I'll have to see it back a couple more times. But my initial instinct wasn't that there was anything sinister in it. Liverpool! Liverpool! Let the commentators moan all they want. Is Isak still on? No, unfortunately, mate, he went off as soon as he scored the goal. He was injured from the attempted challenge / block from Van de Ven. And it looks a serious injury. We don't know exactly what it is, so we don't want to speculate, but he looked to be in quite a bit of pain. Wirtz. Soboslai now. Wirtz. Jones. Soboslai. Floats one out. Look at that. Look, there's a bit of space. See? Give a bit of width. You got a bit of space. Cross in. Flicked on header. Oh, Wirtz coming in. He would have been offside at the back post. Give a centre forward a pass and he'll score for a day. Give him a wide player and he'll score for life. Oh, oh, oh. Hugo Ekitike. Glad to see some W. Still not convinced though. Nor am I. I'm not convinced, mate. Look, Spurs went down to 10 men. So I'm not 100% convinced either. But look, like I said, a win is a win is a win. And I'll take any win. And Hugo's just ice cold, isn't he? He's just ice cold out there. What's that now? 5-3 for Hugo? Wirtz. Soboslai. Out to Jeremy Frimpong. Frimpong with a cross. That's a proper cross, Jeremy. Well done. And it'll be a Liverpool corner. Frimpong having a nice impact since he's come on. Julio Cesar said, not going to lie, Frimpong has given us a spark since he's come on. He has. He definitely has. Fell asleep and woke up at 2-0, said Stephen Lee Butler. There you go. No, he has. He's given us a spark, you're right. Even just with crossing the ball earlier. Cross in. Headed away by Spurs. Frimpong wins the second ball. Then it's Jones. Back to Wirtz. He pumps one forward. Van de Ven wins the header. Frimpong recycles it though. Back to Gravenberch. Wins are what we've asked for. Build from this. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to be displeased with a Liverpool win. Wins are what we need. You know, wins build confidence. Confidence will build a bit more swagger in our play and a bit more less second guessing ourselves. Charles Walsh, we need to get Rio on. I would love to see him and Ekitike and Wirtz. Rio can only benefit from playing with them. I really don't get why he's not bringing Rio on. I really want to give him to give Rio the last 15 here. It's the perfect time to play him. A tiring Spurs team that are frustrated and have a man down. Feels like a great opportunity to get him on. Hey Craig, if you reach 1 million subs, can you stay longer than 5 years? Gonna miss you, bud. Life won't be the same without a daily dose of Craig. Do you know what? Like, yeah, maybe. I just it'll come down to the energy and family time commitment that I need to give. Pretty much is the honest answer. If we hit 1 million subs, I'd like to stick around for a bit, yeah. But I need you to help me get there. So do hit that subscribe button, if you can, and let's see if we get there in the end. But like I've said, my initial plan is three to 5 more years, and then we'll see where we go from there. I don't think I'm going to stop making content though. Like if I do move away from Anfield Agenda or football, I do still think I've got some fun content ideas I'd like to play around with even in later life. My hope is to live that long. Like I've said to you, my dad was 45, my granddad 37. I'm 44. So I've always feel like now I'm playing with borrowed time a bit. So I'm trying to capitalise, enjoy, and set my family up for the worst if it shall happen. So yeah, like I said, appreciate you though, bro. Thank you. Hugo Brace, 3 games in a row, please, said the real Johnny Sins hates. Oh, it'd be incredible, wouldn't it? It was a very, very, very good header as well from Hugo. I know people talk about the foul or not, but Romero's a shithouse, so who cares? Frimpong, well in, Jeremy. Maka, Jones, to Wirtz, out to Milosh, Virgil, to Curtis Jones. It's concerning he never takes Dom off, said Adam Brown. Well, we are only playing 1 game a week at the minute. So for the minute, I can give him a pass on that. But I do, again, totally get where you're coming from. He's played a lot of football this season, Dom. But he's got to get his best team out there when he can. Unlucky. Liverpool tried a little 1-2 on the edge of the box. Didn't quite come off. Laird said, hopefully Isak's not a bad injury, fingers crossed. Yeah, absolutely fingers crossed, my friend. And we will of course let you know if and when we know anything about Isak's situation. We've got a match reaction coming up after the game. We've got player ratings videos, and we'll have an Anfield Agenda podcast and a news video all coming out late tonight. So plenty of stuff, and hopefully at some point we'll have a bit more information on that. Soboslai out to Frimpong. Tries to go around the outside. Liverpool have won it back with Maka. Cross in. Oh, Romero heads it away. Second ball, Gravenberch to Kirkes. Wirtz inside. Little 1-2 Ekitike. Back to Hugo. Canade Out to Jeremy again. Look at the width. He's offside though. It's a bit lazy, Jeremy. Good though. More width. Good, good, good. Here he comes. Richarlison Pigeon. So if he comes on and doesn't score and there's one more goal in this game, Craig wins his first prediction on Big Up. Just remember, these are my picks. Ekitike to score a goal, check. Wirtz to score a goal or have an assist, check. Richarlison not to score, and over 2.5 goals in the game. All I need is one more goal in the game and Richarlison not to score or assist, and your boys won his first prediction. Think you can beat me? Come and have a go. We'll be doing it every week. Free kick here to Spurs. 10 to go plus stoppage time. Right, Liverpool defending a line kind of across the penalty spot. Here comes the free kick from Spurs. Ball in. It's up in the air. Headed away by Virgil. And it goes out for a Spurs corner on the near side. Someone asking how bad Isak is. Truly, Scott, I don't know, mate. I don't want to speculate because I haven't got a clue. All I can say is he looked to be in quite a bit of pain when he was being helped off. Right, boys, come on. Right, boys, come on. We have a clean sheet here to protect. Let's go. Frimpong, get your hands off Bentancur, mate. Don't be holding him. Don't be holding him. Cross comes in. And Richarlison scores. It's 2-1. And that ruins my prediction. And we can't defend for shit. Richarlison scores to make it 2-1. And then squares up to Dom. Fuck me. Lads, our defence, man. Corner comes in. We don't clear it. Don't clear it again. Don't clear it again. Don't clear it again. Virgil swings at thin air and misses the ball. So cross in. Watch this. Virgil swings at thin air here. Watch. Missed the ball completely. Then it drops to Richarlison. And he tucks it in the corner. And it's 2-1. Oh, fuck. How do you miss the ball, Virgil? The whole ball. How do you miss the whole ball, Virgil? Fuck me. I've no idea what they're checking here, by the way, after the goal, but it looked good to me. Again, I don't know what's being checked. Goal awarded. 2-1, and now we're somehow in for a nervy last few minutes, even with the extra man. God, our defence is horrendous. Right, we're back on their way, 2-1. Salah away, Gakpo out, hopefully not out, but even now I think Chiesa will be given a starting berth. Slot would rather sack use the cafeteria staff than Fede just because of Plymouth. Yep, and we've made this far more dangerous than it needed to be now by not being able to defend a corner again. Another set-piece goal we've conceded. McAllister gets fouled now and it's a booking for a Spurs player. Oh. How did Van Dijk swing and miss the whole ball, lads? The whole ball. It's Van de Ven who gets a yellow. And their shitty defending there cost me my prediction as well. All I need was Richarlison not to score or assist. And they ruined that. Now he's through on goal again. He's nearly made it 2-2 and it's blocked. Wake up, you clowns, wake up. Oh, here, lads, why are we so scared of 2-0 leads? What is going on? Spurs now getting bodies forward on the attack. Spurs corner and they're appealing for a penalty because I think Jones' arm was by his side, but it's all going to be Pete Tong here. Fuck's sake. Came off his head, surely that, right? And that came from Jones giving away possession again needlessly. Lads, we're our own worst enemies yet again. Corner here to Spurs. Right, here's the corner. Corner in. Cleared at the near post by Kirkes with a diving header. Spurs want to get on with it quickly. 3 minutes plus stoppage time left to go, of which there'll probably be quite a bit of. And we're, again, somehow hanging on to a lead. Spurs throw in down by the corner flag. Lads, how do we do this to ourselves? Richarlison, his cross in. Alisson comes and claims it. It's like any physicality up against us and our lads can't cope with it. Frimpong's got a burst lip now and apparently the ref didn't see Richarlison hit him in the face. And ref still allowing play go on. Spurs free kick in a wide area. Fuck, they're losing their heads, lads. They're losing their heads. Charles Walsh said losing their heads. This is giving me Newcastle vibes from early season. You're not wrong. So Frimpong's there bleeding from the mouth after he gets a hand to the mouth from Richarlison. God almighty, this is just... Okay, oh look, Chiesa's coming on for his garbage time 1 minute again. So Chiesa's coming on now for Frimpong. So that's 2 substitutes of ours that have had to be substituted. So both our substitutes have had to be substituted. What a manager. So yep, Frimpong off, Chiesa on now. We're into the final few seconds of normal time, and then there'll be added on time, of which there'll be quite a bit. Spurs have a free kick. 9 minutes added on. 9 minutes. Cross in. Ali comes and gets a hand on it. Liverpool throw in. Liverpool throw in on the near side. With 9 minutes, lads. 9 minutes. And we're holding on against 10 men after being 2-0 up. This manager is a clown. Who can't defend set pieces. Can't set up a team to defend a set piece. And our captain again swinging at thin air. Even if we bottle this 10-man Spurs, James Pearce and the other cooks will have the cheek to tweet we're 6 unbeaten. Look, for what it's worth, I don't think we will bottle it. I do think we'll see it out, if not scored another one. But, again, we've made what should be easy work, hard work with our inability to defend a basic set piece. So people say it has 2-2 written all over it. I'm going to go the opposite way and say it has 3-1 written all over it. Ekitike lost that too easily. We've nearly had 2 minutes of the 9. Reminder, Spurs are down to 10 here. And they have been since about 30-35 minutes into the first half. Canade again, brain dead. Brain dead. Goes through the back and gives away another stupid, needless free kick. How many times is he going to do this? Look at him again. Straight through the back of the player, giving an easy free kick right in front of the ref. And now Romero's been sent off, so Spurs are down to 9. Yep. He's sent off for a kick out at Canade. Romero's a dope. He's a dope. He gets a free kick and then kicks out with Canade and gets a yellow and gets sent off. Idiot. Thankfully for us, that puts them down to 9 men. Six minutes of stoppage time to go. By the way, big up Bob's on a $101 prize here in our prediction. Well done you, man. 101 quid, nice. Spurs free kick. Oh, Alisson makes the save. Well done. Porro gets it up and down, but it's comfortable enough for Alisson. 5 minutes to go. Spurs down to 9 men. Ball thrown out to Kirkes. He's cleared out off the ball. My God. Another yellow for Spurs. Just snidey challenges. Look at that's just snidey from Bentancur. That's a pussy's challenge. I'm going to say it to you. That's a scumbag challenge from Bentancur. Alisson clears it long. Vicario puts a boot through it and puts it back up long. Jed Spence now. He turns away from Chiesa. Spurs working it, and he still has it. They reverse it into the left channel. Szoboszlai hooks it away. How are we defending for our lives against 9 men? Jesus! Spurs cross in. Van Dijk heads it away. And it'll be another throw into Spurs. This is actually embarrassing. Bentancur now. Spurs again go out wide. Back to Bentancur. He puts in a cross. Van Dijk heads it away. Second ball. We let it bounce in our own penalty area. Did we not learn any fucking lessons? Ball across, ricochets, Alisson saves. This is embarrassing football. Against 9 men. Arnie, you were a fucking fraud. Oh my God. We can't keep a ball against 9 men. Against 9 men and we can't keep the football. This is embarrassing. Richarlison now spins out, puts it into the left channel. Spurs get another cross in, headed away by Van Dijk. Now's the chance to counter. Right on your bike. Somebody show for Wirtz through the middle. No, we'll just lose out and give it back to Spurs again. Fuck me. Free kick to Spurs. Two minutes of stoppage time left. Regardless of results, Slot needs to go. This is not getting better. His treatment of Chiesa tells you all you need to know. 9 feckin' men. Look, I'm actually baffled as to how we're hanging on against 9 men and we can't keep the ball. If this was City or they'd be passing this ball around and Spurs wouldn't have touched it for the last few minutes. But we're going life and death here again. Another cross in from Spurs defended deep. Szoboszlai. Throw into us on the far side. 1 minute of stoppage time to go. Robertson coming on now as Arne looks to kill the clock. It looks like it'll be Wirtz who felt his hamstring. Now he's taken off Ekitike. Wirtz is feeling his hamstring and this fucking donut is taking off Ekitike. Wirtz is actually holding his hamstring and this absolute cabbage is taking off Ekitike. Oh, now he's bringing on Leone and he's taking off Wirtz. Finally, some sense. So we're now into whatever the ref adds on. Stop blaming Slaw. Who do you think coaches the team? Stop blaming Slaw. We can't defend a corner, bro. We're 2-0 up against 10 men and we're hanging on for life and death. And you don't think the manager deserves criticism? Just fucking put on your cook pajamas and shut up. Just go and watch your wife shagging whoever it is she's going to do this week, mate. Because I can only believe that that's cook level behaviour. Fuck me. Stop blaming the manager. Yeah, you're right. The manager should be praised for us not knowing how to see out a 2-0 lead. And look, this offside again. Fucking. Another free kick to Spurs. Last minute. Oh, Ali punches the ball away as it's fired across the front of goal. Fuck me. It's over. 2-1 win. It's over. Just about held on against 9 men Spurs. Job done. A win is a win. I'll take a win, but my God, lads, this was not... This should have been so much easier. So much easier. Look, I'm very grateful we got the win. But that was so much harder than it needed to be. And again, it shows that once something goes against us, that mindset at the minute just is not solid. So somebody said to me there, how can I blame Slot on Virgil missing the ball? Answer me this question. How many centre-backs do we have? None. So there's no competition. So there's no option. You don't think that's on the manager? I do. I think him ignoring players is on him. I think him coaching a team that can't defend and has conceded, I think, the equal most amount from set pieces is on him. We were 2-0 up again and we won a game which I'm grateful for, but we went life and death against 9 men at the end of that game. I don't understand how anybody is not frustrated at the state of the manager's tactics to not be able to see that out comfortably. Because like I said, Guardiola's City would have let them not see that ball for the last 5 minutes. We couldn't string together 2 passes with 2 extra men on the pitch. We couldn't keep the ball away from Spurs. We couldn't stop them creating chances, getting crosses in. That's on the coach. And if you don't know that, you don't know football. That's on the coach. Enough. Slot needs to go now. Shambolic. What a nightmare. My God, if he force verts knowing Chiesa is there. My uncle Iqbal's furious. He has words for Slot. Look, we're going to talk about this in the match reaction. I'm happy at a win. Of course I am. It pushes Liverpool up to 5th place in the Premier League. Level on points with Chelsea. 9 goals behind on goal difference. So that's grateful. I'm grateful for that. But lads, again, unconvincing, I think, is the word of the day. But a win is a win, and I'm very grateful for that. We'll pick the bones out of it in the match reaction. Just having a quick look through. Big up, Bob. Congrats, mate. I think you were the biggest prediction winner of the day with $101. So congratulations to you, bro. Thank you to our sponsors at Big Up as well. We'll see you guys for another Big Up game next week. We're going to be going for a match reaction. We will be back in 60 seconds time. Don't forget, we'll be asking you to vote for your man of the match. We'll be asking you to send us in your notes for the player ratings video as well, which will be coming out later. But for now, it's a win, but it was far from convincing, but I'll take it. So it finishes at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Spurs 1, Liverpool 2, Spurs down to 9 men. Isak scores, then gets injured. We've plenty to talk about. We'll see you in 60 seconds for the match reaction. Much love.